School, Crosse Central High School, and the WYAA requires good sportsmanship by our student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education.
I tell you what, it feels like it's December, but trust us, it's October, and we have high school playoff football for you tonight between the Milton Redhawks and the Red Raiders of La Crosse Central. Hello, everyone. Welcome you to another edition of Milton Redhawk football presented by Redhawk Media. I am Jonathan Crosse, and alongside me tonight is fellow Milton football alum Hunter Nelson, who was on the 2014 Milton Football Badger South Conference Championship team. Hunter, we are glad to have you with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm really excited. Really excited for this game. You know, this is the first time that Milton's really been able to come back into the playoffs. Yeah, since I've played, so it's really good seeing our team doing so well again.
It was a fun season to watch. Milton finished with a record of 8-1, and they also co-shared the title of Badger South Conference champions with the Stoughton Vikings. The passing yard total for the Milton Redhawks this year was 967, and the rushing yards for the Milton Redhawks this year was over 2,300. And Hunter, what do you think Milton has to do tonight in order to move on to the second round?
Well, you know, one of the big things that they're going to be having to look out for is their defense. They, some of La Crosse Central's big-time playmakers are their quarterback and some of their wide receivers. You know, they've got some tall guys out there in the skill positions, and that's not something you see too often in high school football. So looking for just to be able to protect the pass, protect the run. If they can get something like that done, I have confidence that our offense will be able to do the job.
I spoke with most of the players this week leading up to the game. They feel confident, and I tell you what, this city Milton is pretty happy to have playoff football back at Milton High School for the first time since 2015. And we are set to go as La Crosse Central is about to kick it off, and we are underway as playoff football is back at Carl F. Anderson Field. On the return, here's the Redhawks. We'll bring it down to about the 42-yard line. And as the offense takes the field, we'd like to give a shout-out to our Milton students out there in Colorado. Taking a school trip to this week, and hope they're watching, and we wish them well the rest of their trip.
Absolutely.
And here we go over the starters, and I think the main key for the Milton offense tonight is going to be number 5, their junior quarterback, Evan Jorrell, and he's been one of the top players on this Milton offense all season.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jorrell has really been such a dynamic part of this offense with his rush and his scramble as well as his passing game.
Inside to Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones breaks a tackle. He's going to break it loose. He's passed down at about the 39-yard line of La Crosse Central, and that's a great way to start if you're the Milton offense.
That was such a great morale booster for the Redhawks. If you can run right off the bat, right down the middle like that, that is such a good indicator of the physical strength that the offense is going to be able to hold for this game. And that's not something that's really going to help for La Crosse Central. It's first play right out of the game. If you can just run it right down their throats and get about 20 yards, that hurts. That hurts, Sean.
And especially they run a cover, or a 3-4, excuse me. So if you run it up the middle there, it's pretty easy when you have 5 guys blocking 3 or 4. And the handoff to Huber up the middle. Huber's going to truck away, and he's going to get a couple out of nothing, and he'll get down to about the 38 or so. It looks like it'll be about second and 9 or so when we get second down going here.
Yeah, I wonder if La Crosse Central is going to stay with that 3-4. You know, it's especially now that they've seen we have 2 different runners that we're going to be willing to run right down the middle. I wonder if they're going to be able to switch that up, or if they're going to really trust in their defensive line for a 3-4. See if they have any other different types of moves, or if they're just going to be going for it. It looks like there was actually a penalty on the play as well.
Yes, there was. I believe it was illegal hands to the face. It looks like from the way the ref was motioning towards his face there. And you can't forget about the third running back, number 20, Kyle Daynard, who's had a nice couple of weeks here lately.
Absolutely. It's really good seeing Milton with such a dynamic offense. And look at that, right down the middle again. It's fantastic.
It's a great blocking right there, too. They saw La Crosse Central bringing the pressure up front, rushing about 6 it looked like right there. The Milton line making good adjustments and making a hole for Huber to run through. That's what you like about Nick Huber. He's patient at patient in the run game, kind of like a Le'Veon Bell-ish kind of running back.
Absolutely. You know, we've got a lot of different body types here in the run game as well. Nick Huber being taller and a little bit skinnier, and Jerry Jones being just so strong up front as a fullback as well, too.
And it gets the play off, and Huber breaks the tackle. He's going to try and take it to the end zone, and he is
touchdown.
in for the touchdown. And the Milton Redhawks strike first in tonight's playoff Division II Round 1 game.
What a fantastic start for the Red Hawks. 4 solid runs. Didn't really change much on the offense. They just running power football right down the throats of La Crosse Central, and it just that looks good. That looks really good.
Exactly. If you're Coach Wittig, that's exactly what you want to see out of your first drive. And great job there. Evan Dorrell slipped a little on the exchange there, but great job by Huber to hold on to it. And Huber gets to the outside and breaks it loose for a quick score. It is now going to be, if Hessenauer makes this, it'll be 7-0. We're going to wait and see here to get any update. It's about 10:40 left in the first quarter. It is just 6-0 at the moment. And we'll see here, Hessenauer setting up for the PAT. Here's the snap. Hold looks good. It is up, and it's just through the uprights. It is now 7-0, and that's another thing, too, for the Milton special teams. Their point after try and also just field goal game in general has been kind of rough on them this year, and they're going to try and probably fix that.
It has been, and, you know, even with that kick, it wasn't extremely high, but, you know, as long as it gets in, that's the important part. So I wonder if that's something that they're trying to get Hessenauer to focus on for this game. So if they're not looking so much for the power, but they're more looking for accuracy. And if that's the kind of kick that he's going for, then, I mean, it doesn't matter where you kick as long as it goes in.
Yep, so that's all that matters. And that's the thing, too. I think they got to work on the hold as well. In the past, it looks like they're too focused on just getting it down where it's going to get blocked. You just got to take your time and trust your O-line up there.
Yep.
Just trust them to make the blocks and take your time and make a good kick.
Yep, you don't want to rush it at all.
Oh, and as La Crosse Central is about to take the field for the first time, we'll give you a little recap on how their season went. Their head coach is Tony Cervais. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The record was 5-4, and their passing yards were over 1,500, and rushing were over 1,300. And majority of that is coming from their #1 player, Johnny Davis, UW basketball commit, actually, for Badger basketball. And the kick is away here. La Crosse Central is going to take a little bounce, and they're going to take it out to the outside and try to make it back.
Nice hit.
Great play there.
That was a nice hit by Kai Curl.
Good special teams. Kai Curl, one of the top defenders of this Milton defensive unit. And that's the thing that's going to be important for the Red Hawks, especially once you get in the postseason. You got no mistakes on special teams. Kick returns, punt returns. You can't let anything happen on there. And you knock them down at about the 20, looks like, give or so. Or 21, excuse me. But that's a good spot for the Milton defense to start out, not giving any pressure on their side of the field. They get a couple plays here to work with.
Absolutely. And that's something here that the Milton defense is really going to have to focus on. As we kind of talked about earlier, their star player, Davis, you can kind of see in the film here, he's a tall man for a quarterback. And if he's got some speed, that's a dangerous player. Basketball commit, you got to really watch out for him and make sure that he's not scrambling. Because he looks like if he's going to be able to scramble, he's going to get some yardage, and that's going to be dangerous.
Very athletic, as we said, basketball commit to the University of Wisconsin. First play here. Here's the snap, a little RPO option over the middle to number 10. Pardon me for a moment. Mason Perlitsky, and that's going to be a first down for the La Crosse Central Red Raiders. And that's the kind of offense they run, the Red Raiders. They do a little option out of almost every play, as we said. Number 2, Johnny Davis, their star player. They run the offense pretty much right through him. And that was a quick RPO slant there out of the gate.
Yep, and you can kind of tell that the Red Hawk defense is starting to prepare for this a little bit more. You can see they're kind of running a 4-down lineman with two linebackers right behind, so they're going to be spreading guys out a little bit more, trying to really defend this type of play.
And it's the same formation once again, and this time he's going to hand it off up the middle, and the running back's going to break loose there. He's going to get down to about the 45. I believe that was number 29, Peter Fleming on the carry.
Tackled again by Kai Curl, it looks like.
And once again here, number 71, Joseph Crosse. Yeah, that name sounds familiar. He's going to be checking in on the D-line there, and he's ready to go, he was telling me this week. And here we go again. It's the same formation once again, and that's what makes the Red Raiders dangerous. They can run a lot of different plays out of this formation.
Absolutely.
Quarterback keeper right up the middle, and there is number 44, Kai Curl, along with number 46, Seth Haldeman on the tackle there, and that was a pretty good stop for the Red Hawks. Way to read that and way to clog the middle and not making it easy for number 2, Johnny Davis.
Absolutely. Yep, if they can hold that kind of yardage to them every play, that would be much better. Unfortunately, it was a first down for this run, but you know, it's good that they've had a stop here now. Looks like the Red Raiders up until now has been able to kind of get a good 10 yards every play. So having that stop to be able to have a little bit of a breather is really good for a defense.
And that's the thing, too. You want to keep that you want to try and get the Red Raider defense back on the field as quick as you can if you're going to run the ball as much as they do.
Absolutely.
A screen outlet to number 29, Fleming, and he's going to go down, trying to break a tackle there.
Looks like there was a flag on the play as well.
Back at the line of scrimmage, perhaps. It might be a holding penalty on the Raiders.
Yep. Looks like it was thrown at about the 40-yard line.
I believe it was a legal man downfield. And the ref pointed behind his head, which happens often, especially on a screen play. It wasn't necessarily a screen play, it looked like, but that can happen if the lineman gets too far downfield off the line of scrimmage, and that's going to cost the Red Raiders a good gain on a second down. It's now going to be first and about.
It's about 20.
20 or so, yeah. That would be a loss of 10, then.
Oh, okay. First and 15.
First and 15.
There we go.
Now we got it. Don't worry. But
hey, you know, either way, that's hurtful.
Yep.
That's really a big break for the Red Hawks.
A quick rush to line by the line of the Red Raiders, and it looks like it's going to be the same formation we saw earlier, but flipping sides here. You got 3 receivers set up top on your screen there, and number 25, their number 1 receiver, Terrence Howard, at the bottom of the screen.
Quick little pass
Terrence
again.
Thompson, excuse me.
Davis's pass is complete.
And that's
to
number 10,
Herlitzky.
Mason Herlitzky once again over the middle for a gain of about 10 or so. It'll be 2nd and 5, I believe, when the chain sets up.
Gain of 10 yards
You know,
on
so
the play.
far, yeah, like you've been kind of saying, it doesn't look like they've really
Second
been
and 5.
switching their formation on offense or defense. You know, Crosse Central here has flipped the wide receivers to the left side, but that's really about all they've done so far.
And the handoff up the middle there, once again, to number 29, Fleming. And good tackle there by number 54. I believe that is Josiah Richardson.
Tackled
A
on
good
the play
tackle
by
there.
Curl.
And Milton defense is going to make another sub on the O-line, it
And
looks like.
Richardson.
And, yeah, once again, staying with the trips left up at the top of the screen.
Gain
Single
of
receiver
1.
down at the bottom.
Third and 4.
The shotgun there for the Red Raiders. Looks like they're calling in the play for the Red Raiders here, giving it a second. But that's the thing. I think that's the thing, especially with what we're seeing out of this formation, is the D-line for the Red Hawks is going to have to make a play or two, especially here on 3rd and 4. This is a big stop for the Red Hawks here.
We've got a little bit of a
The keeper here by
he's going
Davis.
for it.
He's keeping it, and he breaks a tackle. He's going to try and make it, and he's going to get down to about the 31-yard line or so, and that's where he can hurt you. Johnny Davis is a very athletic quarterback. He actually got a majority of the rushing yards out of the 1,300. He got about 1,200 of them, but that's what he can do. He can hurt you in more ways than one, and we saw it right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's a pass or run, it's the Milton defense is really going to have to be prepared with these, especially with these down linemen, with our 4 defensive linemen. It's going to be very important that they're reading, because these kind of plays are going to be able to happen. It doesn't matter if it's a mistake or not. They can pass, run right down the middle, run outside. They can do a lot of things in this formation. That's very hard to read.
Davis gets a snap, makes a throw. That's number 10, Herlitzky.
Davis's pass
And that's
is complete.
about a gain of
By number
about
10,
2 or
Herlitzky.
3 on the play, it looks like.
Yep.
Tackled by 44, Curl, and flag on the
Sure,
field.
pronounce his name. Herlitzky. Yep, I got it. We're all good. And that's going to be about, a gain of 3 or so. So it'll be 2nd and 7 coming up, it looks like.
And this is, this is a really important spot for the Red Hawks to be able to make a stop. You're
There
about
was another penalty, it looks
was
like.
there?
Okay. Like the ref is talking with
The
number 2,
indicated
Johnny Davis.
rule infraction is an illegal shift penalty against Crosse Central.
Not sure what the penalty was. I heard in our background here, illegal formation perhaps. Maybe it'll be 1st down and 15 to go, though, once the refs set the ball here. But again, a couple of plays here, and the Raiders already have a couple of penalties on their first drive, and that's never good if you're a head coach on that side.
Absolutely. They've been able to get this momentum going on the Crosse Central, but then it immediately gets taken back. The Red Hawks can get a stop here. That's really going to hurt for the offense coming into the later drives.
Davis drops back, looks to go in that flat again. He's got Fleming on the sideline there. Fleming's going to go down, and it looks like he's going to get to about the 25-yard line by the looks of it. And he's going to set up a 2nd and 3 to go, it looks like.
Looks like they're doing a complete switch of the defensive line, bringing in some of their bigger guys.
Yep, you got Number 77 for the Red Hawks, Travis Cunningham, and then number 72, Cam Scott, and then number 65, Booker Burden as well, checking in. And you got that's a pretty strong line there, especially when you got Hessenauer there too.
Absolutely, that is a massive line. They're going to be looking for a run here because these guys they're going to be able to clog up a lot of field.
Pass to Davis. He's going to roll out. He's going to keep it, it looks like. He's going to cut it outside, and number 40 breaks the tackle there. He's going to step out of bounds at around the 15 or so. And there we saw it again. He's breaking tackles, and if you want to be the Red Hawks, you want to go for his legs and just trap his feet up and make it so he can't break a tackle.
Absolutely. That's going to be, especially going into the later parts of this game, that's going to be their dangerous player. Red Hawks are really going to have to pick up on that immediately and follow him at least with one guy. One guy's going to always have to be making sure that they know where he is and communicate that with the line. You know, this guy is so tall and so fast, it's going to be very hard for just one guy to break him down in open field.
Yes, eventually, too, our defensive coordinator, Gus Wittig, will make adjustments after this drive, we're sure, but you're just focused now on trying to hold them to a field goal or just a turnover on downs, maybe even a turnover. We're feeling generous.
Pretty good.
We're feeling generous.
Wouldn't say no.
And the snap here to Davis. He's going to hand it off to Fleming again up the middle, and he's clogged up right there by a bunch of Red Hawks. And that's about a gain of about maybe half a yard or so. It'll be about 2nd and 9 coming up or somewhere around there. 2nd and 10, excuse me. And it looks like, if I had to guess, if you're the Red Hawks anyway, that front line, stopping the run well when they're handing it off right up the gut. That's the outside runs that have been killing you on this drive.
Absolutely, you know, and with the offense of the Crosse Central is doing, where they're having three wide receivers on one side, that's a lot of blockage.
Changing up the formation here, we got doubles left instead of trips left, excuse me, and you got a single receiver at the bottom and a tight end on the line as well now, and that's number 25, Terrence Thompson.
Got back for
Snap
a pass.
back, quick pop pass out there, and he's going to break a tackle. He's going to get down to about the 3 or the 2. That's number 19, Porter Pataski of the Red Raiders. And that's what their offense likes to do. A lot of one-step drop throws, nice, quick out of the hand, so that they don't put their quarterback in harm's way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and with that many reliable wide receivers, it looks like he has some receivers that he likes to throw to more than others. But when you can have that many receivers that are willing and able to catch the ball, it's very scary.
And quarterback keeper here for Davis, and he's going to be in for the score. And the Red Raiders have come right back down the field, and barring a miss on the PAT, it's going to be a tie game with 4:48 to go here in the first quarter. And all in all, though, it's not a horrible drive for the Red Hawks. Obviously, you don't want to allow an answer on the first defensive series. But, first drive on both sides, you have to go back, make adjustments, and
absolutely
make a better defense in order to stop the other team from scoring.
Yep, especially as the defense, it's always about adapting. If you can kind of tell who's making the big plays and adjust accordingly, you'll be just fine later on in the game.
And here's the snap. Here's the hold. The kick is up, and it is no good. It is wide left. So the Red Hawks will hold on to the lead, and it is going to be 7-6 with Milton taking possession. And I know it's it's just the first quarter, but this is a pretty big drive for the Red Hawks. You go down, you make it still a one-possession game, but they would have to go to 2 for tie, and that's always nice to have that little bit of relaxation in your back pocket, knowing that they can't tie it with a touchdown and a field goal.
Absolutely, and it's not a bad thing that these guys scored either, because now you can realize that they're going to hurt, and now you can regroup, come out a little bit more prepared, and obviously, like what you said, Wettig is very good. He knows his guys, and his guys respect him, so he'll have ideas, and Red Hawks will just come out better prepared for the next round. And you know what? They're with that missed extra point, like what you said, and it's going to be a little bit more pressure now on La Crosse Central. They're kicking off and they're still down. If the Red Hawks can score here even before the end of the quarter, it's as soon as La Crosse Central has to respond, it's going to be a little bit more dangerous for them, because then they got to either think about, am I going to do an extra point and still be down, or am I going to have to risk it? That's like what you said. It's a little bit of a extra breather for the Red Hawks here.
Another thing, too, if you're the Red Hawks here, you kind of want to have a methodical drive here. You want to have the defense come out there so quickly after a long drive like they just had, going over about 6 minutes or so. And the kick is away here, and it looks like it's going to be Stavarius on the return. He's going to take it back. He's going to cut it up the middle, and he's going to get down to about the 29 or 30. Looks like the 30. The ref is spotting him at. And that's not a bad return for Stavarius. You want to get that kind of setup on each kind of drive. Probably at the 30 or past the 30 is the goal of their kick return.
Yeah, especially for high school ball. If you can get it past, at least to the 30, that's a pretty good position. And, with the amount of time that they have left, there's no time constraints on their drive. And like what you had said, if they can just take this slow, give their defense a little bit of time, because not too many of their guys play both sides. Some linemen will come in for D-line, they'll have some guys play skill position, but you can give them a break, they're going to come out and they're going to be just as dangerous as before.
And Jordal takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Huber. Huber's going to try and break a tackle there, and there's a flag there. This might be coming back. There's 2 flags on the play, actually. It might be offsetting, or they might both be on the Redhawks here. We'll see the signals from the ref. We'll try to keep an eye out. Might be a face mask or a holding.
Yeah, it was interesting when they threw that. It looked almost as when Crosse was taking Huber to the ground. I wonder if that was almost like a horse collar or something. Couldn't really see anything on the play, but to see here.
We'll watch the ref here at the bottom of the screen, see what happens. They're keeping the Redhawks moving though, so I'm guessing that was a face mask because they're moving them up to about. See the ref whenever he stops walking. Here. Looks like he'll be at about the 44 or so. So there probably was a face mask, and if there was a penalty on the Redhawks, then the personal foul definitely trumps that. So.
Absolutely. That's huge for the Redhawks. These penalties are really been a big advantage for the Redhawks. These quick successions right down the field.
And Jordal takes a snap. He's going to roll out here. He's going to roll outside. He's going to try and break loose here. Looking. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get a couple out of nothing here. See, the ref will spot him. Looks like at about the 41 or so. So about a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7 on, that was a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 on the Red Raiders 40. And that's the thing, too, with Jordal is he may not be as tall as Johnny Davis, number 2 of the Red Raiders, but he does the same thing.
Certainly likes to scramble just the same.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that's kind of fun for a high school team is when you have that much of dynamic capabilities in a quarterback. They're not just a passing, they're not just a rush or a scrambler, they're both. That is so fun to watch in high school football.
It's very exciting, and it can mean exciting plays as well as this handoff goes to Kyle Daynert, who takes it up the middle, and he'll get just about to the line of scrimmage there. It'll be, a gain of about maybe half a yard or so. It'll be about 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 6, once again. And, Mr. Tony Romo, what do you have for us? What are the Redhawks going to go with here?
Well, this is probably the weirdest spot on the field that you can play on offense because you can't really punt it here on 4th down. You're about the 40. That's going to be very close to the end zone if you punt it, but you can't really go for it because that's giving so much yardage. So they're really going to have to push to make the 1st down here. It's more crucial than anywhere else on the field.
Here goes Evan Jordal. He's going to hand it off to Huber, and he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of about 4 or so. And now this makes the punt a little more comfortable, though.
Yeah, it makes that a little bit easier of a decision. Those spots are so difficult to call as an offense, too, because, if you want to pass it, but at the same time, it's really difficult to call because you're a little bit past the halfway mark on the field. Passing the ball right there might be a little risky if you're just trying to get a short one, but it's not a bad call running it right down the middle. They want to play it safe right now. It's got the advantage in score. It's getting towards the end of the 1st quarter. Give them a little bit more breathing room and punt it down, hopefully to probably the 20.
And here we go, Jace Rocha on the punt. It looks like it's going to hang up there for a while. We'll see where it gets down.
Punt.
He fair caught it, and it's going to be down at about the 12. We'll see where the ref is here. Looks like at about the 12 or 13-yard line. That's a good punt, though. Don't give him a chance to return it. Hung in the air long enough for that way if he bobbled it and fumbled it. There's a guy down there ready to pounce on it, but we'll see if the Milton defense can answer.
Absolutely.
And hold the Red Raiders now to a scoreless drive.
Jace Rocha, number 99, this whole season, his punting has been spectacular. It's been so fun watching him. Not often in high school football do you see a punter that can truly hang a ball in midair like that. It's so cool. That's not something that you can even see in some college punters. So just seeing a guy like him be able to really make probably about a 40 or 50-yard punt, that's incredible for a high school punter.
And that's a special weapon to have, too, especially in the postseason where you can't go for it as much as you'd like to.
Absolutely.
And here we go, Johnny Davis rolling out. Hessenauer coming behind him. He hits him, but he gets the pass off, and it looks like it's going to be incomplete, I believe.
Yep.
But you go, Hessenauer. That's what you want to do, though. You want to apply pressure on Davis, make him feel uncomfortable, and not make it easy for him tonight.
Yep. Even just that hit at the end, there was no sack, but just the fact that he was able to feel that pressure, feel that hit. It's scary for a quarterback, especially when you have your back turned. Then all of a sudden you're not trusting your offensive line as much, and you're afraid of the hit that's going to be coming from these defensive linemen, so you're going to get a little bit more nervous.
And you see the extra protection now. The running back is set up. Oh, now he's motioning back to his left side of the quarterback. And we'll see here on the snap. Davis will keep it looks like. He's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to take it outside here. And he's going to break another tackle. He's going to take it down the sideline. He's going to get down at about the 40-yard line. And that's the thing, once again, middle opened up right away for Davis, and he took advantage of it.
Yep, made a hole that a truck could drive through. And that's really dangerous, especially with Davis here. He's going to see that hole, and he's going to be one of the players that's going to be best be able to take that. And as you can see, as soon as he gets that opening, it's hard to tackle a player like that in open field. It's very hard, so you got to make sure that those kind of holes don't exist.
That's right. He's very, very elusive, very athletic. And from what we've heard is that if you stop Davis, you can beat the Raiders pretty easily. But that's the problem, though. It's a hard player to stop.
Stopping Davis.
Mm-hmm. And here we go. We got a substitution here. Carl Hagg in at running back, number 20. Davis will take the snap. He'll drop back, and he'll take it up the middle once again. A QB keeper. He'll fall this time, though.
Got a little bit of a lucky break.
That's a lucky break as well, as we saw a bunch of green grass in front of him there. And he's going to get a gain of about maybe 1 or so. Yep, 1. And it's going to be 2nd and 9 on the Red Raiders 41-yard line.
Absolutely. And that's a lucky break for the Red Hawks. There wasn't much defense in front of him there. If he hadn't tripped there, I think he probably would have made about the same play he did the last one before. The Red Hawks now they're seeing he likes to run the ball. He's a runner.
He likes to make plays himself here. It's the same formation once again. Davis, he's going to roll out this time. You got to watch the flat here. He's setting. He sees a guy over the middle. And looks like it's an incomplete pass. And that's what you want to do, though, make him feel, once again, no one hit him, but there was pressure coming from behind. I believe that was Hessenauer once again.
It did look like that, yeah.
Pressure, and we want to put the Raiders in these kind of situations here where you almost want him to pass just because Davis is an accurate quarterback, don't get me wrong, but you'd rather take away his legs rather than his arm.
Absolutely. With his passing game, if he's going to keep throwing incomplete, then it takes away his options.
And here you go. You can hear the stands. The camera's shaking a little bit here as the Red Hawk faithful are getting into it. They can sense how big of a third down this would be if the Red Hawk defense can stop him here. Snap to Davis. He's rolling out once again.
Got some pressure.
Pass play as well. Can't find anyone. Still looking.
He's got nothing.
He breaks free. He could run here. Flips it across, and it's going to be dropped at the last second by Jones, but that's okay. The Red Hawks make a stand here.
Fantastic defense by the Red Hawks on all parts of the ball. That was really nice by the Red Hawk defense.
And forcing Davis a little uncomfortable there. We saw it, though. He almost broke loose there for a second, but Red Hawks defenders came right at him and made sure that, nope, you're not going to run on us.
Yep, and that's good that it looked like there was probably about all defensive line were around that creating pressure. And that's good. That's good that you have all your defensive linemen completely on board, that you got to rush this guy, make him uncomfortable. You can take away that pass game. You force him to scramble every time. Eventually you're going to be able to stop that. Ooh, nearly
Looks
blocked.
like Davis is their punter as well, so he does it all, folks. And it's going to take a little roll here. It's going to get out about the 20-yard line or so. And I did not see punter listed on Johnny Davis's roster here, but there you go. He does it all.
He does it all, and that was a decent punt as well.
That was a pretty good punt. And the Red Hawk offense back out there, and this is a little better position for them. I mean, down at the 20, obviously not where you want to be to start a drive, but you're going to have the ball here probably for, I'm guessing, the remainder of the first quarter and maybe some of the second quarter. And that's the big thing in this game, especially if Red Raiders want to run the ball as much as they do. You want to control the clock.
Absolutely. It's especially with the run game, the clock will never stop. So when if you're throwing, you're getting incomplete, at the very least the clock's going to stop, give you a little bit more time to reset.
Jordan will take the snap here up the middle here. Looks like Jones is going to carry it. He's going to be pushed forward there. He's going to get about 4 or so from the looks of it. But there you go. You can see the Raiders making adjustments. They're sending a bunch of pressure, 5 or 6 guys up at a time through that offensive line. But now this is where Milton can make adjustments and go a little outside run, a little rollout with Jordan. Wittig is a good coach, and he can make adjustments on the fly.
Absolutely. And, I may have a little bit of a bias as being a lineman myself, but, on this last play especially, I saw the Milton line really did make a nice push there. And when you've got such a large line as Milton does right now, that's very scary for a defense to try to handle. They got to utilize that, and they are.
Jordan's going to take it on the outside to Daynard. Daynard's going to try and cut it outside. He's going to be stopped short, and he stutter steps, and he's going to lose 4, actually. And that's the thing, too, with Daynard. He's very fast if he can get outside fast enough, but he sometimes takes a little too long. He's a little too patient waiting for the route to develop in front of him.
Yeah, and that's very difficult, especially when you have three. It looks like three very good runners with Daynert, Hubert, and Jones. Trying to give them all snaps, and you've really got to almost make certain types of plays for them because they all run very differently. They're all runners, but their style and their play style is all very, very different.
Which can benefit them a lot. Jordel's going to be out in the shotgun here in the pistol T, it looks like. He's going to keep it, and Evan's going to roll out. He's got in trouble here. He's going to break one loose now, try to do his best Johnny Davis impression. He's going to take it. He's got blocker. Looks like he got the first down. And there you go. That's what Evan Jordal can do as well, same as Johnny Davis. We got a couple of scrambling QBs here tonight.
Absolutely. Great read by Jordal. You saw all the defensive line were putting some pressure up, but they were all kind of getting flowed to our right, to his left, and he saw that immediately. With Jordal, he's a left-handed thrower. So as soon as he sees that he's not going to have any room on the left side, on his strong side, on his comfortable side, he's not going to run to the right side to try to throw on his offside. So he's immediately going to see that open, and he's just going to run to the right, and it works out perfect. There's nothing but grass there anymore.
And he's just as elusive as Davis, as we were saying. To bring these guys down, you got to grab them by the legs. You can't have them spin around you or make a move and make you miss a tackle. As Jordal's going to take the snap here. He's going to hand it off to Huber. Huber is going to get a little bit of something there, maybe a yard or half yard or so, but it's going to be about 2nd and 9 when the Redhawks take it. And it's going to be the end of the first quarter, actually. So at the end of one here from Carl F. Anderson, we have the Milton Redhawks 7 and the Red Raiders from La Crosse Central 6. And we'll be back with you in a second here. And Hunter, what did you see out of Milton? What you liked the most out of that first quarter?
Well, I'm liking the competitiveness. Both offenses seem to have very, very strong sides. This is really going to be an offensive game, and it's going to really have to focus on the defense. Can they stop these power offenses? I haven't seen really much negative on either side for La Crosse Central or for Milton. Their offenses have really been kind of dominating on their side. I haven't seen much weakness so far. So the defense, as soon as we see a defense that's going to be able to step up and cause them to punt over and over, that's really going to be the deciding factor. Both offenses have come to play. As soon as the defense shows, hey, we're going to play more, whatever side decides to do that first, that's probably going to be the winner.
I agree with that as well. And before we take the start of the second quarter here, let's get a little advertisement here for it. We got Rocky's Pizza from Hometown Subs in Milton, Wisconsin. We're awesome because we toss them. Hunter, have you ever been to Rocky's Pizza before?
I love Rocky's. I went to college in Whitewater, and we had a Rocky Rococo. Rocky's Pizza.
Oh,
yep, that's the wrong Rocky's.
It's out in the open.
Oopsies.
And it looks like Milton's going to, no, excuse me, I believe the Red Raiders recovered that fumble, and they're going to get it here. Yes, it was. It was the Raiders. There was a botched snap there from Jordal on the exchange, and the Red Raiders are going to get it at about the 33-yard line or so. And that's the thing, too, you were just saying, which defense is going to step up and make the big play.
Turnovers are going to be really big, really, really big. You're especially, with both of these offenses being on a roll. Once you get a turnover, that's a mistake on the offense's part, and that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt the momentum that they had. That's going to be very, very big for La Crosse Central.
Especially when you put the Milton defense in a situation where they're short of field, especially with Davis at the QB, and how he can run, it can hurt you pretty bad if you let him do damage.
Absolutely.
And here's the snap for Davis. He's going to drop back. He's going to keep it now, and he's going to take it up the middle. He breaks free, and he's going to drive his way all the way down to about the 20-yard line or so. And that'll be a gain of about 14 or so. And as we saw there, he's very elusive. He can break tackles. You got to get a couple of guys in there that can bring him down right away.
Yeah, it's looking like Davis is very, very good at reading the field because, he never even brought the ball up on that play. Immediately got it snapped, took one step back, never brought the ball up, probably above his shoulder pads, and just ran with it. Immediately saw there was a hole, took it as soon as he saw it.
Davis snaps it now. He's going to hand it off to Fleming again, and he stopped it there.
Fleming
So there you go again as the Redhawks. That's another run up the middle to the running back, or the tailback, and he's stopped for no gain, essentially. So it comes down to stopping Davis on the offense.
Yeah, absolutely. The running game that's something that Milton has been very good at the past at stopping. As long as they can get the run game under control and force the pass, they're going to be in pretty good shape. But the problem is stopping the run.
Davis is going to roll out. Looks like he's going to keep this, and he's going to go all the way down to.
Still going.
The ball came loose there, but it looks like it rolled out of bounds, and the Raiders will keep possession of it then. And this will be down at about the 4-yard line. So once again, Davis keeping it and making him Boykin moves all the way down to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, he's elusive and he's fast. That's dangerous. You saw how many Milton defenders were on him there when he finally lost the ball. There was probably 5 or 6 of them there. It takes a lot of guys to take him down, and it's going to be. Can you decrease that number, or is that really how much pressure you're going to have to put on him to really stop him?
And then here's the snap from Davis. He's going to hand it off to Fleming once again, and there you go. Once again, stopped for about no gain or a loss of half a yard, excuse me. And this is an interesting scenario we see here. Got Davis down first in the goal line here, and we'll see if he decides to keep it himself or maybe do a little quick RPO option out to one of his receivers.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting up strong side on the right where they've got much less grass. So I'm wondering if they're going to do almost a weak side play. And
Davis is going to keep
looks
it
like
himself,
that's exactly
and
what they
that's a free
did.
touchdown right there. And that's what you need, the outside linebacker there. Just got to make a better read.
Yeah. Yep. It's they stacked a lot of guys onto their right side where there really wasn't much grass. That wasn't going to be a pass. You can already kind of make that assumption.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be a run, but then they just they did a really good job of faking that there. Didn't look like they fooled a lot of the defense. He's good. Davis is good, and he did a really good job of selling that. So that's going to be. I know as a D lineman myself, that's something that's it's hard to read. It's hard to read when you're in the middle of the line.
Snap is up, kick is away, and this one looks good, and that is good. So we got Red Raiders now up 13-7 over the Milton Redhawks with 10:21 to go in the second quarter here. And there you go, points off turnovers, as you were saying earlier. Defense steps up, makes the big plays, and especially if you make a turnover, the other side, it's hard to allow points off the turnover.
Yep, you're immediately putting the defense out on the field on their heels, and that's really difficult as a defense to really be able to go out there motivated when you're already in panic mode. You've got 30 yards to give maximum. That is really tough. That's really tough. It's really tough on morale, and it's really tough to try to get momentum going again.
And we'll see if the Redhawks can pick it up here. Obviously, you want to hold on to the ball a little tighter, but as we saw, Davis fumbled there too, just rolled out of bounds. Maybe a tough break for the Redhawks. Obviously, we can't see everything from where we're at, but who knows?
Yeah, Davis is a good player, but he is human. He is still human,
Yep.
so he will make mistakes. And as we saw there, he did fumble. He got a lucky break, went out of bounds, but now whoever was able to strip that. Relay that to the rest of your team. Immediately say, hey, he's holding it weak in his right hand. Target that. And as soon as he starts losing it a couple times, he's going to be less likely to be running the ball. He's not going to trust himself.
And there you go. As the kick is away here, it's going to be down. Let's see who returns it this time. This would be Stavarius again. He's following his blockers up the middle here. He's going to take it. He breaks a tackle. He's going to get himself what a return here from Stavarius all the way down to the 38-yard line. And that's the kind of return you wanted out of the Redhawks here. Set up the offense in a good spot and put their defense in a rough position.
Absolutely. That's the Redhawks needed that. The Redhawks needed that. Coming off of a rough break for the offense and then an immediate conversion on for La Crosse Central. He needs a good return. You need a good return. Trying to get that momentum back for the offense here. Give them a little bit of a break so they have less room that they've got to get.
And this is the first time we've seen this formation tonight from the Redhawks. Another pistol T look, and we got our excuse me. Oh, we got a jump off there. We'll see if that's defense or offense, depending on who jumped first. Looks like encroachment. So it's going to be on the Red Raiders, and there's another penalty for them.
Yeah. That's something that's been really, really big here I've seen so far in this first half is Red Raiders have really been penalized a lot more than the Redhawks. That's something that's going to be dangerous for the Red Raiders, especially going later into the game. It's especially even on defense they've gotten quite a few, and it's very good for the Redhawks, especially there. That looked like there was 1 or 2 guys that jumped.
Mm-hmm. And as we saw earlier, they can get the personal foul every now and then. We saw a face mask earlier. Jordan drops back. He's going to keep it. He's got the pocket collapsing in on him. He's going to try and roll out and make something happen, and he's going to get sacked. And he's going to be down at about the 38-yard line or so. And that's the thing, too. D-line got there quick from the Raiders, and they applied pressure, and Jordan didn't get time to set and look at all of his routes before having to move his way out of the pocket and try to make something happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially there, they had him completely surrounded. Looks like they almost kind of learned their lesson from the last possession there when Jordan had scrambled out to the right side. They immediately kind of U-shaped around Jordan, and he really had nowhere to go.
And here we go again. Jordan is going to go under center here. Is it the second 11 now? And Jordel's going to take the snap here, and we'll see what happens. Huber is going to get the ball. He's going to cut through that hole, and
Nice
he's got
little
room to
break.
go here. He breaks the tackle to the outside. He's going to get down all the way into the Red Raider territory, and he's going to be down at about the 47-yard line. And that's a heck of a run by Huber.
Absolutely. That was right down the middle. Found a little, just a big enough gap that he could squeeze through, and then he was gone. And that's that's been kind of the same for both offenses here. There's been just a little, enough of a gap for these really, really good runners on both sides of the ball. It'll be interesting to see how long both of these offenses are able to really capitalize off this.
We've got Jordal again under center here. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Huber again, who's got another hole. He's going to try and cut it outside, and it looks like he's going to get himself a hole. Ball comes loose. And it looks like he fell right on top of it. And he did, and it looks like it's going to be another first down for the Redhawks. So once again, same exact play, same exact formation, and Redhawks are taking advantage of it.
Don't fix what's not broken.
That's right. And this is big, too, because now you're getting your defense a little bit of time to rest. On the previous offensive series, the fumble caused the not very rested defense to come out in short territory again and have to stop Davis. And it's nice that they're getting a little breather right now.
Absolutely. And with this drive, every single time you see that first down marker move, that's such a big morale booster for the defense as they're watching on from the sidelines.
Jordan's going to hand it off to Jones here up the middle. Jones is going to carry it. He's going to try and truck his way down there. He's going to get about to the 31-yard line or so with the Red Raiders. It'll be about 2nd and 6 when the Redhawks get under center again.
57 wall.
It's I know I've said it before, but it's super nice that they have such a they have options for their runners. Jerry Jones, Hubert, and Dennert. All three of them are such powerful runners, and they are able to give breaks, and that's the big thing. There's so many teams that have one good runner, and they just got to overuse them. But here we got three.
And Jordan will take the snap again. He's going to hand it off to Huber. Huber, whistle is blown.
Flag on the field.
It'll be a flag, perhaps a false start. Let's see. Looking for the head official here on our screen, trying to look at the symbol. Just waiting for the hand signal here. Refs are going to talk it over here real quick. Talking over here, quick break here, trying to figure it out, make sure they get the call right. Yep. False start on the Milton Redhawks. Yep, and that's what happens too when you get in the hard count. You can draw the defense offside, but it's hard if the offensive line or receivers even, or skill position players forget what the count is as
Absolutely. It's Redhawks throughout the season have been very good at being disciplined on the hard count, but it will happen from time to time. All the way up to professional ball, people will jump. So, what happens? You just got to shake it off and just get ready for the next one.
And here we go, Jordan on this pistol, and there was the defense of the Raiders almost jumped off again, and they got an audible here at the line. Jordan's going to go under center. Huber goes to the outside of the top of your screen there.
Got another flag.
Another flag. It's another false start on the Redhawks. It is. It's going to be another false start, and a couple of penalties that have totaled up to a 10-yard loss here for the Redhawks, and that's pretty big, especially since they were sitting pretty at the 31 of the Raiders.
Absolutely. They had just gotten a quick succession of about 50 yards, just drove down the field without much problems.
And it looks like the official is talking to Evan Jordan in the huddle, and I think he's talking to him about the hands. It looks like Evan, when he's shaking his hands and the ref's telling him you can't do that. I think he's allowed to do it if he's doing the clap count. I believe you can still do that in high school, but if you're just shaking your hands, I don't believe you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, so especially when you're under center here, we'll see if he does anything different here, and if he's stopped that. Can't really see, but
he's going to fake out. He's going to roll out. He's got pressure there, and Jones is going to catch it on the shoestring, and he's going to get a great gain out of this. We'll see the ref spot him. He's going to get down at about the 29-yard line. So after all that, after the loss of 10 of the 2 false starts, it'll be about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 to go here for the Redhawks.
What a great play for the Redhawks. That was, like you said, right off the shoestrings there for a second. I thought that was incomplete. But, it's a big break for the Redhawks. They've got to really capitalize off of this third down. This is a big third down for them. There's 7 minutes left in the half. You're probably only going to see one more possession at most here, so you really got to make this one count.
Especially now, this is the territory where you probably can go for it if you don't get it here. He's going to hand it off to Huber. Huber's going to try and cut it up. He's going to break a tackle or two, and looks like he has enough for the first down there at about the Red Raider 24.
Very big play for the Redhawks. Very big play. It's, it's putting them down, about the 24-yard line. Yeah, as you said, now they're kind of in that field goal range as well. And put a little bit more pressure, they can relax a little bit, start really focusing on getting a couple of yards instead of trying to get those 10, 15-yard breaks like they had to do there when they had gotten 10 yards back.
And again, too, keeping the defense on the sideline, resting them, getting ready. Jordel's going to go under center here on 1st and 10 for the Redhawks on the 29 of the Raiders. He's going to hand it off to Huber up the middle again. Huber going to break it outside, and there's a flag on the play. This could be coming back.
Huber, the ball carrier.
And we'll see what the flag is. We'll see what the indication is of the Redhawks. Looks like it's going to be holding on the Redhawks. So again, another penalty that's going to hurt the Redhawks here on a good game.
Another big penalty. We'll see if the Redhawks can again try to recover off of this, because it's they're deep into Crosse Central territory, and all of a sudden they're getting pushed back to kind of the middle of the field again. So it's going to be a little bit harder to try to make something. They're kind of now just been pushed out of field goal range, and now they're going to have to make something happen. It's still 1st down, but.
And there you go, all the way back here to the Raider 33 by the looks of it. Yep, 1st down and 19 yards to go. So the Redhawks got their work cut out for them here on offense. We'll see if we can get it done. Jordel's going to stay back in the shotgun here. And they got a tight formation bunch here at the bottom of your screen. 3 receiver set down there. Evans going to hand it off to Jerry. Jones takes it up. He's got a lane outside. He's going to try and truck it through. He's got a great gain there down to the 18 of the Red Raiders. And that is a huge, huge gain of 15 there for Jerry Jones.
That's such a demoralizer for the defense. Twice now they've had 10 yards from the Redhawks that have been pushed back. Twice now, as soon as they get penalized, they're able to capitalize immediately with a big play, puts them right back into that dangerous territory. That's really big for the Redhawks. That's really good that they can have the confidence in their team, especially with the run. And that was Jerry Jones, who has not had those really big down the middle plays yet, and now he has. So now he's got to be on the defense's radar.
And Jordal again takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Huber. They're going to stick with the run game. Huber slips and falls. He's going to get downed, I believe. It looks like the official's going to mark him at about the 16 or so. And that'll be a gain of about 3 or 2, so it'll be 3rd down. And again, you're in a tough situation with the Redhawks. If you don't get it, do you go for it, or do you try and get your luck going with the field goal unit?
That's the big question. Especially Crosse Central, you got 13 points. They missed their first point after. It's really up to Wedig now. If you want to make this, you have to kick a goal. Or do you?
And Jordel's going to hand it off to Jones. Jones is breaking free. He's got a lane. He's going to try and take it all the way. He is in for the touchdown. Jerry Jones going beast mode on the Red Raider defense, and the Milton Redhawks answer, and they have tied it up at 13, and if they make the PAT, they will have regained the lead with 4:35 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Well, that makes that decision a lot easier.
There you go. Don't even have to worry about it. If you score, you don't have to even think about it.
Absolutely. Make best possible outcome. Just forget about anything to do with the 3-point.
And again, too, despite some hard penalties on the Redhawks, they answer, they fight back, and barring a missed PAT, they will be tied potentially and going into half if they can hold the Red Raiders to a 3-and-out, or perhaps just a long drive that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Snap is up, bad snap, kick is up. It looks like it's good. It is, and the Redhawks take the lead again. And they are up now 14-13 with 4:35 to go. And that is just the drive you wanted if you're the Red Hawk offense, keeping your defense on the sideline, getting rested, having adjustments made, and now you get to go back out there fully rested and ready to go.
Absolutely. And now you really got to just focus on the defense. With about 4.5 minutes left, you're probably not going to get back onto offense unless you get some kind of a turnover. So now, if you're able to stop Crosse Central here and go into the half ahead, it's going to be really good momentum going into the second half. They just got to make sure that their defense comes out to play for these last 4.5 minutes, because these are going to be a tough 4.5 minutes.
Yep, especially. But the thing is, what's nice, though, is that Davis likes to run the ball, so it's going to take more time off. And the thing here for the Milton defense as well is the Raiders get it at half. So if you allow them to score here, you're risking the chance to go down 2 possessions before you even touch the ball for the first time in the second half.
Absolutely, and that's why this is going to be a really big defensive spot for the Red Hawks. As you said, if the Raiders getting it at the start of the next half, they can make something happen here before the half's out. They go up 19-20. up by 5 or 6 points, and then they score again,
Number 10,
and you're doubling the Red Hawks score right there. That's really hard to come back from.
Well, we'll see if the Milton defense can step up here before the half ends as Hessenauer's getting ready to kick it away. And there it is, as the Raiders will receive the kick return here. It's going to be, I can't see the number, forgive me, but it's going to be up the middle here. He's going to try and cut it outside. It's Fleming, I see that now. He's got a lane outside, and he's going to break it free down the sideline, and he's going to be tackled out at about the 44-yard line, and that's not at all what you wanted out of the Red Hawk special teams.
No, it is not. Now you've got, as the defense, you've got yourself an even tougher task to fulfill. You know, it's, instead of trying to hold them for 70 yards, now you've got to hold them for about 50, 55. And, they've got their work cut out for them. This is, the last time that they really were on their heels. Crosse Central really just ran it down and scored, after a couple plays. Defense is really going to have to come to play here for these last couple of minutes.
And as you just said, it's another short field for the Milton defense, so we'll see what happens here. It'll be interesting to see if the Raiders decide to go with a little more passing on this 4:25 to go here in the second quarter. Trips right on your left there to the receivers. Hand it off the middle there to Fleming. Fleming's going to get a gain of about 4 or so. So it'll be 2nd and 6 to go, and the clock's going to run now here. It's going to be about 4 minutes by the time they get the next snap off. And you're just hoping, if you're the Milton defense, to hold a 3 and out and maybe get the ball back with maybe 2 minutes or so to go in the second quarter.
Absolutely. It was Logan Knutson there on that open field tackle. That's very big for the Red Hawks. It's a very good read by him, and, especially right there down the middle. It's good that he was able to approach and make something out of it.
And here we go, Davis. Same formation once again as we saw. Got to watch the keeper. He's going to throw it outside to number 10. I believe that's Halitsky again. And he's going to get down here, and looks like there might have been a hold there by the Raiders, but no call there made by the official. And that is number 10, Herlitsky on the carry, and that's going to be a first down for the Raiders, and it's going to be at the Red Hawk 37-yard line, it looks like.
Yep, and the Raiders did a really good job there. They had a big run, but they were able to also get out of bounds. It's going to be a dangerous spot for the Red Hawks to try to hold them. They're at this point, it's almost going to be, can they run the clock out? But with this short of field for the Raiders to have to go, they're really going to have to get a stop.
And Davis takes a snap. He's going to keep it and run up the middle again, and he's going to be stopped, it looks like. And you can see number 42 of the Red Hawks, Zach Bothan, trying to rip it from his hands right there.
Yep, and that's smart. That's very smart. You've already got someone taking him down. Might as well get your hands in there and see if you can make it fly. That puts a lot then onto Davis. He's got to hold a little bit tighter, run a little bit slower. And eventually you may be able to actually strip it.
Davis is going to take it outside. We'll see if he keeps it here. He's going to try and roll out here and
nice
trips it up.
tackle.
Nice play there by Zach Bothan. And it's going to be the Raiders' ball at the 40-yard line of the Red Hawks, and that's a huge play for the Milton defense.
Absolutely. A one-on-one in open field with Davis. You're able to go for his ankles, a perfect tackle, take him down, get that nice little bit of a stop for the defense. They can breathe now. They've got a nice stop. 3rd down and long. Now they can really prepare for the pass game. And so far this game, the Red Raiders have had some troubles with their pass game. They've had a couple of really good short passes, but they're going to have to make a long one here.
And here you go, the Red Hawk faithful getting back into it once again. It's 3rd and 13. We'll see what the Red Hawks do here on defense if they can force a stop. Davis drops back. He's got pressure coming. He's going to roll out. Looks to throw is short, and that's huge because it stops the clock for the Red Hawks. They're going to get it back with about 2:20 to go. And granted, not very favorable field position, but you got a shot here to take the lead into the half.
Yeah, even if you make nothing out, you got to be super proud of your defense here. They were on their heels, had some unfavorable field position to start out, and they were able to make a stop. And now they're forcing the Red Raiders to punt. And unless a turnover occurs, they're going to be going into half ahead.
And we'll see if the Milton special teams unit can make a play here, maybe get a block off here. As Davis, the punter, not the quarterback, is getting up. He gets it away. And that's a nice punt right there from Davis. It's going to hang up there. And we'll see where it bounces. And I think it hits Sorgel.
I think it did.
It hits number 11, Ben Sorgel. And the Raiders are going to take over at the Red Hawk 15. And that's a costly error there by number 11, Ben Sorgel.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as you see that punt up, you just gotta clear out, because that's the type of thing that can happen. It was nothing that he did. He didn't go for it. Just a lucky bounce for the Red Raiders, hit the back of his ankle, and the defenders immediately caught up on that. They saw that it hit, and you saw 4 guys there right behind before the Red Hawks even knew what was happening. Had a couple guys diving on it, and that's costly. That's very costly. You got 10 yards to go now.
Yep, and now we'll see if the Milton defense can do it once again. 2:19 left in the first half here, and this is a huge defensive drive here for the Redhawks coming up. As Davis takes a snap, he's going to roll out. He's going to keep it looks like. He's going to cut back up the middle, nothing doing, and that's what you want if you're the Redhawks. Number 54 for the Redhawks, that's Josiah Richardson on the tackle, and that was a gain of about 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8 with about 2 minutes left to go here in the first half, and that's hopefully you can keep Davis to about a gain of 2 or even less than 2, behind the line of scrimmage preferably.
Yep, they're keeping him in check. At least this last play, they were able to keep him in check. He had a lot of defenders around, and Davis had nowhere to go. You saw him kind of, he's very quick. And as soon as you saw him, he tried to fake back. He saw there was a defender on his fake back, and he just kind of had to go down.
Davis drops back again. He's looking at the corner of the end zone for number 25, Thompson, and then it's over his head. Although it looks like he had the angle there. That was a good play call for the Raiders, just not a good pass right there.
Yep, you know, that's a hard pass, especially for in high school to make. It's kind of that over-the-shoulder lob. You know, it was close. It was very close, but you know, it was really on the fault of no one. It was a decent pass, but you know, just a little bit over. And it was also good defense by looked like that was number 23, Jack Weber-Paul, going out in the corner.
So here we go once again. It's a 3rd and 8, and the Redhawks 14. 1:39 to go in the first half. We'll see if the defense can hold them once again here for the second time. Davis, quick little pass outside. That's Halitsky. He's going to try and cut it out, and it looks like he'll be short of the first down by like inches, it looks like, depending on where the ref spots the ball here.
44, Kai Curl.
Kai Curl on the stop there. And we will see where the refs mark it, if they move the chains forward or not. Looks like they're going to give him the first down.
Yep, they did.
So now you got a first and a goal to go situation here if you're the Redhawks. So this is another, you just got to make a stop here.
Absolutely.
Force a field goal.
This is just going to be who's playing better at power football.
Davis keeps it. He's going to be down at about the 2, it looks like. And that's the thing too, is most likely if I had to make a gamble here, I'm guessing they're going to come back with that same exact play.
Absolutely. You know, it's worked so well for them now, just going right down the middle of the field. Why stop it?
And looks like there's going to be a timeout taken here by the Milton defense. So 1:15 left here to go in the first half, and it's going to be second and goal from the 3-yard line. And so, what are you doing here if you're the Milton defense?
You know, you're going to have to probably stack the middle. You know, Davis really likes to run, and you know, looks like his most dangerous run play has been the one-step drop right down the middle. You know, defense is going to have to try to read that, and they're also, you know, it's dangerous because he's been doing really well down the middle, but he's also been doing really well going down on the outside.
And so you got to watch it outside there, and this is just, you really hope to hold them to just a field goal attempt, especially with the Raiders getting the ball to start the second half. As we said, that's going to be a huge drive, not only for the Raiders offense, but for the Milton defense as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can make a stop here on defense, it's going to be huge going into the halftime. You know, this is really just going to be, can you stop the run game? They're not going to pass it here, most likely. Now, I could be wrong. But it looks like, yeah, they've got three receivers going on the short side, so it's most likely going to be a run we're going to see here.
We'll see if Davis keeps it. He's keeping it outside. You got to get out there if you're the Redhawks. They got the edge, and you can't make the tackle, and Davis is going to take it in for the score. It is going to be 19-14 Raiders before the PAT with 1:10 left to go here in the first half.
And you know, you've got some time if you're the Milton offense, but you know, it might not be enough, and that's going to really hurt if you can't make anything out here going into the second half. You know, you just made a great defensive stop, and then as soon as they punt it off, they get in. It's basically like they just got a big 30-yard pass. And that hurts. That hurts, especially, as you said, they're going into the second half. They're going to be getting the ball again.
And we'll see, though. The Milton defense all year has been good at making second-half adjustments, so we'll see. We don't know for sure if the Raiders are going to score. We're just making our analytical prediction here. And the PAT is up, and it looks to be good. So the score now is 20-14 in favor of the Red Raiders from La Crosse Central, with 1:10 left to go here in the first half. So Milton has 2 timeouts left. So Hunter, what do you do here?
You really just got to try to throw a couple bombs and at least try to get into field goal range. You know, especially, you know, with how they've been kicking, you're probably going to have to get it at least to the 20-yard line. That's going to probably be your best bet. If, you know, best scenario, they score. But if you can't get that in the time allotted, if you've got a couple seconds left and there's really not much hope, if you got 3-4 seconds left, you're going to have to just try to kick it. So it's going to be a tough gamble for them, especially they're just going to really have to pass. And when you only have one option for the Red Raiders defense, it's going to be easy for them to predict. They're probably going to have a lot of guys drop back. It's the first downs don't matter here. What matters is that if you can just get them off the field in a minute 10, then you've done your job.
And the thing is too, obviously if you're the Milton team, you're a little deflated right now, but you got to try and get something before the end of the half just to keep you a little upbeat and a little bit of confidence still left in you when you come out of the second half. And the kick is up here. Looks like it's going to be Stavarius on the return here. He's going to go up the middle, follow blockers, and he's going to get down to about the 32. So that's a good return for the Red Hawks.
Yep, a very decent return for the Red Hawks, and now you're just going to have to keep this momentum. You're going to have to get something here in a minute. And most high school teams, I know when I was in high school, we had something called the 2-minute drill, where it was exactly this type of scenario. You've only got a minute or two. What kind of plays are you going to run? Just working on getting to the ball fast if the clock's running and just being coordinated. So, if they're going to have to get a quick down, they've got to make sure that they're all on the same page.
And I wouldn't rule out the run quite yet for the Raiders because Milton has broken free for a lot of runs this year so far. And there you go. Jerry Jones, he's got a lot of room in front of him. He's going to break a few tackles, and he's going to get down to about the 48 of the Raiders, or 47, excuse me. And right off the bat, you got it. And depending, we'll see if the Red Hawks take a timeout or not. But you're on already their side of the field with 56 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. It almost looked like there was a little bit of a bobble there in the handoff for Jordal. But they made something out of it.
And the clock is ticking here. Jordal's going to roll out. He's going to look deep. And part of the camera here, he's breaking free here at the bottom of our screen. He's got a blocker in front of him. He's going to break it upfield. He's going to get down to about the 34 of the Red Raiders. And there's another big play, and he got out of bounds, so it saves a timeout for the Red Hawks.
Absolutely. It was a good read by him. He didn't try to make that extra 2 yards, but by staying in bounds, he immediately saw, I got a way to get out of bounds. I'm just going to take that, allow the offense to breathe a little bit. They've got 2 huge plays here now. Now they have a little bit more breathing room to really try to make a variety in their plays, or really just keep running the ball. They've got two runs so far that's made them. 2
timeouts, so you have those in your back pocket as well.
Exactly.
Jordal's going to keep it, though. He's going to look to pass. He's going to roll out, though, again, and he's going to keep it and run. He's at the 30. He's going to get outside. He's going to stay in bounds, and he's down at about the 24 or so, but he stayed in bounds, unfortunately, so it looks like there's going to be a timeout, or pardon me, they're going to have to move the chains if it's a first down, which it is. So they're going to move that. We'll see if the Red Hawks take a timeout once the chains get set. 31 seconds right now. And looks like they're not going to take a timeout here. So Jordal's going to have to get the play in quick. Set, clock's running, and there is a timeout called.
Okay.
So there are going to be 31 seconds to go here, and I believe the ball is going to be on the 24-yard line. So you got 24 yards to go with 1 timeout left. Do you try one more run play, perhaps?
Yeah, this is a lot better spot for the Red Hawks than they had probably originally thought was going to happen here. They've really only run down about half of the minute 10 they had to start out with, and now they've really got an opportunity to at least tie or go back ahead going into the half. With that original missed extra point, if they can convert this into 7 points, they're going to be right back on top going back in, and that's going to be huge for them. Right after, they've had two big turnovers already this first half. If they can go into the second half ahead, even if it's just by a point, that's going to be really big for them. It's going to be very big for them. And like you said, they've done very well at adapting in the second half. So that'll be very good for them moving forward.
And don't forget, too, let's just say for the moment, if they don't move past the 24, you can't kick a field goal. You have the talented Dane Nelson as well. You can just chuck it up to.
Absolutely.
I believe you know Dane, don't you?
Yeah, I know. He's the guy that got the wide receiver hands from me.
That's right. I was wondering where those came from. Jordal's going to set up here. 31 seconds to go here on the Raider 24. We'll see what the Red Hawks draw up here. Waiting for the official to blow the whistle to set. And there it is. So now the Red Hawks are set, ready to go. Trying to punch one in before the end of the first half. High snap. Jordal's going to drop back, and it's a screen play to the backside of Jones. Jones is going to get up, and he's going to get down to about the 15. That's a great play call there by the Redhawks.
Absolutely.
7 seconds off the clock, and you get good gain down to about the 15-yard line.
You know, that was really good movement by the O-line. You saw Joe Crosse and Booker Burden there out on the right side making those blocks. You know, that was really nice for Jerry Jones. He had a little bit of extra space there. They had two, it looks like they had 1 or 2 cornerbacks ready to meet that play, but were met.
And excuse us, it wasn't the Redhawks that took one of their 2 timeouts. The Raiders actually took a timeout of their own. So that's an odd choice as a head coach by the Raiders, but maybe they just wanted to get it reset going for a little bit with how fast the Redhawks were moving. Joral's going to take a snap. He's going to roll out. He's got a little movement in front of him. He's going to have to make something happen. He's got Hunter Pernot wide open. Can he get in? He reaches, and he is in for the score! The Milton Redhawks are going to tie the game with 15 seconds to go. And if they make the PAT, they're going to be up 1 going into that.
What a fantastic drive for the Redhawks, I tell you. That's maybe not even a minute. It was 55 seconds. It was 55 seconds they were driving down that fast. That is incredible for the Redhawks. You know, that's so good for them going into halftime. You know, just how fast they were able to do that. You know, like what you said, the Red Raiders, they called a timeout because they were on their heels. They had to slow it down. And, you know, they were the ones that wanted the clock out, but they had to slow it down themselves.
And we'll wait here on the snap here, and we'll wait on the kick by Hessenauer. And here's the snap. Hold looks good. Kick is up, and it is good. So there you go. Redhawks up 21-20 with 15 seconds to go in the half. And if you're Milton special teams here, do you boot it down or do you do a little squib kick and not force a return?
You know, that's a really good question. You know, it's how confident are you in your kickoff team? You know, if you're kicking it down deep, then you've really got to make sure that your shooters are staying in their lanes. You know, we saw that, I believe it was one of our last weeks, I believe it might have been Watertown, where we had a very long kick return on us. We had a couple guys that were shoved to the sides. You know, there was a huge hole, and they made about 60 yards off of it. Just got to, if we're going to kick it deep, we got to make sure that doesn't happen again.
And especially as we saw already tonight on the previous kickoff,
yeah,
they got it down to about the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Especially with, I'm assuming, we haven't seen a deep throw tonight, but you got to assume that the quarterback, Davis, has a pretty good cannon on him, and he can probably get it up to the end zone from the 50.
Oh, absolutely. I would have no doubt that he's able to make some big plays here if he really wants to. So, you know, it can go either way here for the Milton Redhawks. It's really what kind of confidence do they have in their kickoff team? Do they trust them and really want to force them to try to Hail Mary it? Or do they just want to play it safe and try to make them down at about the 45?
And even if you're the Red Raiders, are you, depending on where you get the ball, do you want to take a knee and just go into the half? Or we'll see, they'll kick Redhawks kick it away. Fleming on the return. He's going to take it back up the middle here for the Raiders, and he's going to get down at about the 34, it looks like, with 6 seconds to go. So if I had to make a bet on it, I'm guessing the Raiders will probably just take a knee and go into the half and just come out with a game plan for this first drive of the second half.
It's going to be my guess, too. They're probably just going to want to knee it, regroup, you know, and if that happens, then the Redhawks got exactly what they were hoping for. You know, it's going into the second half here ahead. They're going to have to kick it off to the Red Raiders, but at least they've got a little bit of a cushion. They've got a little bit of breathing room.
And you got to wonder where the Redhawks would be because the 2 turnovers they've committed, the Raiders have gone down and scored twice on.
They have.
And so that's going to be the thing, I'm guessing, a point of emphasis in the Milton locker room is ball control. And, you know, protect it and take care of it. And we're going to go into the half here. Milton up 21-20 in this first round of the Division II playoffs. And we'll be back with you after the halftime. It is the Milton Redhawks 21 and the Red Raiders from La Crosse Central 20. Hello, everyone. We welcome you back to the second half of Milton playoff football, but first, a quick word from our sponsor.
All right, so Red Hawk Media is sponsored by Woodman's. Woodman's has better prices and better products because they are employee-owned, service, and savings. It's Woodman's.
Well said, Hunter. That was beautiful. Couldn't have done it better myself. A quick recap for you here. Milton scored a touchdown with 15 seconds left to go in the first half to take the lead 21-20. And Hunter, what are you looking for here from the Red Hawks and the Red Raiders in the second half?
Well, you know, it's for the Red Hawks, they're really going to have to just work on stopping Davis. I mean, that's really their big thing right now. You know, they've been doing better in these last couple of minutes here in the second quarter than stopping that run that's been going right down the middle. You know, Red Raiders in their first couple of drives, they're making about 10-15 yards of carry there. They're able to stop it a little bit better. As for the Red Raiders, they're really going to have to work on their offense, on their big yard, on their whole field conversions. You know, two of their touchdowns have been converted off of mistakes on the Red Hawks. So they're going to have to really focus on can they convert on an 80-yard drive as opposed to just relying on the Red Hawks to give them 40.
Well said, Hunter, and here we go, kicking off the second half of this Division II first round of the playoffs in 2019. And Raiders are taking it out of their own end zone here, and he's going to get down to about the 19 or so, and good coverage there on the Milton Red Hawks special teams.
Yep, absolutely. You know, he got about to the 19, stuck him before the 20-yard line. That's very good for the Red Hawks. It was a great kick. It was just about into the end zone. That was about as far as you could get it back before he's having a touchback.
Yep, and so we'll see what the Milton defense has in store for us in the second half here. What kind of adjustments they made, see if they bring more pressure, see if they keep a couple players back as a sort of spy for Davis. And we'll see here. Looks like for the first play they got, for the Raiders at least, you got doubles left and right with one tailback in the back field with Davis. So this is the first time all night we've seen this kind of formation from them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You know, they're trying something new here. It's we'll see how this one works out.
So we got Davis here in the shotgun, tailback to his left. He gets the snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and that's going to be Fleming again on the carry, and he's going to get to about the 27-yard line or so, and that'll be a gain of about 8.
You know, that's interesting. Looks like it's very similar plays that they're running, just off of a slightly different formation. We'll see if they try something new here. You know, their big plays have kind of just been very short passes and runs. We'll see if you know, they've got two receivers on each side now instead of stacking 3 and 1. So we'll see if they're going to try something different in the passing game, or if they're just going to really keep trying to run it down Milton's throats.
And Davis gets the snap here. He's going to keep it. He's going to go right up the middle with it, but he's going to be met, although it looks like he's going to get enough for a first down. Yep. And it was a gain of about 3, but again, although first down, that's what you want. You want to hold him to those short gains when he keeps it.
Yeah, and you know, it's the Red Hawks, it looks like they're trying to target Davis a little bit more, making sure that he doesn't make those long runs right down the middle anymore. And, you know, if they can stop that and force them to pass, then it'll be an entire different game for the Red Raiders offense. We'll have to see how long the Red Raiders can really abuse that and keep working that in and keep getting those long runs.
And motion here from number 10, Herlitsky. Davis keeps it. He's looking to pass here, looking. He's got pressure now. He's got to roll out, makes the throw, and it's right down there on the bottom. And there's a tackle there by number 44, Kai Curl. And I believe that was number 16, Max Pop, with the catch. And that's going to be the gain of about 3 or so, or 4, excuse me. It's, or 5, actually. Pardon me. It's going to be 2nd and 5 on the Red Raider 35-yard line.
Yeah, and you know, it looks so far they kind of have their set plays that they want to be doing here. And the Red Hawks, it looks like they're going to be trying something a little bit different here. They've got two down linemen, and looks like they're going to be trying to get a little bit of a blitz.
Motion in and out there for number 10, Herlitsky of the Raiders. Now motion again from the backside. That's number 19, Pataski, and that's where the ball is going to try and go to, but it's an incomplete pass to the outside. So it's going to be 3rd and 6. And early here, this is a good test for the Milton defense, see if they can hold them to a quick stop.
Yeah, absolutely. This would be a huge improvement from the start of the first half. They've got them stuck here at 3rd down, about the 35-yard line. If they can hold them here, it's going to be very good position for the Red Hawks off of a punt. But the big thing will be here is, the Red Raiders, they've got a lot of plays off of this one formation, so it's going to really have to be, can they gamble? And it looks like they're going back, to their old formation with 3 on one side.
Trips right there, receiver in the back, or running back in the backfield. Davis looking to pass. He's looking. He's got his eyes downfield. There's a lob pass right over the middle, and it's complete.
Ooh.
Ball comes out. We'll see. Incomplete pass.
Huge hit by Jordan Stavarius.
What a hit! That is a huge play right there. Ball goes incomplete, and now it's going to be 4th down and 6, and Milton's going to get the ball back after a quick stop.
That was a fantastic hit by Stavarius. Not only was it hard, but I think they would have had that completed if he had not hit him like that. It looked like it was right into his lap, and Stavarius just hit it out.
That's the thing. As a former receiver, I can say that if he looked like he caught it in his chest and not with his hands. Or with his hands, excuse me, and as he was bringing it in, he turned to go upfield, and that's when Stavarius hit him while he was tucking it, which caused the incompletion. As the punt is away, and Stavarius, it takes a in-between bounce, let's say, for both teams, and it's going to get down to about the Red Hawk 38, and that's a pretty good spot for the Red Hawks to start out for their first drive of the second half.
Not bad position at all for the Red Hawks. They've having to kick it off right the second half. They've got it back, and they've only been in. It's about 2.5 minutes into the second half. That's really good. That's a good start for the defense, and now we're going to have to see if the offense can answer.
Yep, and this will be an interesting drive to see what kind of adjustments the offense for the Red Hawks made in the half. As we were talking before the half, second half adjustments, they've been a second half team all year, both offense and defensively, and we've seen the defensive half. Let's see what we have in store for the offense.
Looks like the Red Raiders are putting a couple more on the line. They've got 5, and it looks like 6 blitzing.
Huber's coming up the middle, and he breaks a tackle for a moment, and then gets about a gain of 5 or so, it looks like. So there you go. As you were saying, the Red Raiders bringing that extra rusher up through the line, trying to stop that run game.
Yep, it looks like they're starting to read Milton's run game a little bit better here, at least just off of that one play. Obviously, can't figure out too much about how the entire half is going to be going, but that looks like it was probably the most that I've seen on the Red Raiders side down on the line of scrimmage so far.
And we got Joro back in the shotgun there. Jones with him. Huber outside the line behind the tackle there. Motion from Dane Nelson. It's going to be a fake rollout. Jones breaks free. He's got a blocker in front of him for not. Jones is breaking. He's going, and he's going to get down to the Red Raider 38. What a run in beast mode, Jerry Jones.
Absolutely. Jerry Jones, he's such a strong runner. You got that quickness, but you've also got so much strength behind him. That's dangerous, especially, in high school. I mean, you've got a guy that can really just bulldoze through the line. That's you don't find that often. He's really been a treat for the Red Hawks and really fun to watch this entire season.
And the first real power back for the Red Hawks that we've seen for a while, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great blocker, and just as you see there, also a great runner.
Pressure coming up from the Raiders again. Hands off to Huber. Huber's trying to get outside. He gets loose. He's going to try and stiff arm. He breaks free. Huber can go here. One more man to beat, and he's going to be brought down at the 10, and a flag comes in for a horse collar tackle. So not only are they going to get the ball about half of the distance to the goal, what a run by Nick Huber.
It's 2 fantastic stiff arms there. It's right about the 20-yard line. That looked like it was about to be stopped there, and just a fantastic arm to the face. Just textbook. Can't get much better than that.
That's exactly how you wanted to run the ball. Jerry Jones, more of the train, and Huber, more of the finesse.
Yep, exactly. You've got those different play styles, and that's so good for an offense. So you've got these different runners. I mean, not a lot of teams can say that they have these different styles that they can do with a run. That's hard to come by. The Red Hawks are obviously utilizing that. They realize that they've got some special runners.
And here we go. Let's see what the Red Hawks have here on goal. First and goal from the 5. Huber keeps it. He's going to try and push forward. He's going to get about a gain of 1 or 2, it looks like. So it'll be second and goal from the 3 or the 4-yard line.
they've just got a couple more here. So I've seen the Red Hawks go many different ways over the season here with these short yardage plays, because most teams are going to immediately assume that you're going to run it, and the Red Hawks have been running it all the way down the field. I don't know if they've passed once so far this drive. And do you keep that up and you try to not switch, or are you going to try to fake them out here a little bit?
And we got Jordan here in the I formation here. Look, this could be a handoff to Jones right up the middle, and it is. Here comes Jones, and he is in for the score. Beast mode getting a little treat. He's going to get a touchdown, and the Red Hawks are going to go up 27-20 with 7:29 to go in the third quarter.
Fantastic running drive by the Red Hawks. Just switching in and out from Jones and Huber, switching them out. That defense didn't know how to respond, and that was beautiful.
And here's the thing too, now you make the PAT, it's an 8-point game. You force them to go for 2 if they get a touchdown.
Absolutely.
But the main thing is you're up 7, and let's try to make it 8. Hessenauer has been good all night. We'll see here. Waiting on the snap. Hessenauer is ready to go. And here's the snap. Hold looks good. Hessenauer is up, and it is
little floater, but
good
it works
for the PAT. And the Red Hawks have a 28-20 lead with 7.5 to go in the third quarter. And here's the thing too. Now, if the defense can get another quick stop, Red Raider defense, who probably is a little tired after that long drive of nothing but runs.
Yeah, absolutely. That was it's an all-run drive that's really going to put a dent into the line. The linebackers, they're having to stop this really powerful offense that Milton's been showing. And if Milton's defense can stop them right here and that's a very exhausted defense that's going to have to go back out and try to stop what was already difficult for them when they were fresh coming into the second half. It's a roller coaster. If you can get the offense in and out so quickly that you never give the defense a break, they're not going to be able to recover at any point in the game, and that hurts. Then you've got to start switching guys in and out that may not be starters, and an offense can capitalize.
And we'll see here. We'll see if Hessenauer, he's had great kicks all season. We'll see if he can maybe pin one deep into the end zone and force the Raiders not to be able to return one here. And because it looks like the Raiders have had a good special teams unit tonight. They've come close to breaking a few free, and they've gotten as far as the 50-yard line.
Yep.
And here we go. Hessenauer on the kick, and it's a little bullet right up the middle. And it's going to be taken at about the 3-yard line from the Raiders, and he's going to bring it up. Fleming, he's going to try and cut back up the middle, and he falls down at about the 24-yard line. And we'd just like to send a shout out to all you watching here tonight on our Red Hawk Media production. On behalf of Hunter and I, we appreciate the viewing, and we hope we are doing a fine job so far.
Yep, it's been really fun coming back and doing some commentary. As you said, there's some people all over the states right now that are watching. We've got History Club trip in Colorado. I know family, like my grandparents are all over the state, all the way up into Osseo, which is about 4 hours away. So it's great to know that there's a lot of viewers, and this is it's a really important game for Milton. Both teams have come to play. It's a really good game so far. It's been very exciting to watch.
This is what you expect out of a playoff game. Back and forth action, and two teams just trying to move on. Davis takes the snap. He's looking back to pass. He's looking. He's going to try and keep it. Launches one a little deep downfield and out of bounds. Intended for Terrence Thompson, and he does not have a catch tonight despite being the #1 receiver.
And I wonder if I'm betting that Milton, in film this week, was probably saying this is #1 receiver. We've got to put some pressure on him, and so far they really have. Looks like Davis really, he's been wanting to go to him there. That would have been about a 30-yard completion. Milton's just not getting him anything.
Yeah, I've seen Weber Paul on him. I've seen Stavarius on him. I've seen, all of the corners on him. Secondary's been very good tonight. Davis takes a snap, roll out. He's going to keep it looks like, and Weber Paul's coming down there, and he makes the play. That's what you want. Go down at the legs and make him down. That's going to be a loss of about 3 or so, and that's a great play by Jack Weber Paul.
Even in the end, going towards the end of the first half, you could see that the corners they're adapting. They're adapting to Davis. They're learning how to tackle him, and we've seen 2 or 3 plays already where Otherwise, it would have been a very, very good run for the Red Raiders, but our quarterbacks have made textbook tackles, gotten him around the ankles and stopped him, and he's losing yards now. The outside play isn't working anymore just because Milton has adapted on their tackling.
And we talked about those second half adjustments as we can hear the crowd getting into it. The Milton faithful trying to will a stop into their defense here on 3rd and 11. Snap to Davis. He's going to look to pass. Crosse gets pressure. He's chasing him down. And the pass is going downfield, and it is incomplete. Way to break it up. Jack Weber ball, and again intended for number 25, Terrence Thompson.
Yep, they're really trying to make something go with Johnson, but Thompson's, excuse me. But Milton really just isn't letting it happen. And they've been doing very good at stopping the pass game, especially the long passes. Even with the Red Raiders, they've been making multiple short passes, but really their long passing game, their long yardage has really just been able to come out of their runs. And that's it. Their pass game so far, Milton's been able to shut it down.
And this is where you get into dangerous territory if you're the Red Raiders. If Milton goes down and scores another touchdown, you can't really run the ball as much as you'd like to with Davis. You're going to have to throw the ball more.
Absolutely.
Here's the punt there from the Raiders. Davis is going to kick it away. It's going to be very bad punt for the Red Raiders, and it's going to be on their side of the 40 when Milton offense comes back on there, and this is dangerous now for if you're the Red Raiders now.
Absolutely.
You get short field. Defense is tired after a long drive by the Milton offense last drive, so this will be interesting to see.
Yeah, if you're Milton, if you get a touchdown here, you've all of a sudden made it a 14-point game. And that's going to be really hard for the Red Raiders, especially now they've got less than a field's worth to defend. And if it's saying anything from Milton's last offensive possession, it's going to be really hard to stop it. If they can keep the ball rolling like they did before, the Red Raiders really got to put something through.
Like I said, yeah, exactly like you said. They've been running the ball well all night, Milton that is, and here's the pressure, and it's going to be a handoff to Huber. Huber's got a lane. He's going to try and cut it upfield. He's got a space in front of him, and he's going to get down to the 28-yard line of the Red Raiders. And like you and I were just saying, the Milton Red Hawk the Milton Red Hawk offense has been seemingly running the ball at will.
Yeah, you just saw there in the middle, they had a defender there, but it looked like Booker Burden just pancaked the middle guy, and that right there was about another 10 yards for Milton just off of that block. The Raiders they're just getting the ball pounded over and over, and it doesn't look like they have much of an answer so far.
And it'll be interesting to see if they go play action, the Red Hawks, especially with how well they've been running the ball. He might have a deep route downfield. And you got Jones up the middle now, and Jones is going to try and break one free. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to get himself a first down. Gain of 11 for Jerry Jones. Beast mode, doing what he does best and breaking tackles and trucking guys over.
And their run game for Milton here has just been astounding, especially in the second half. There's just been alternating runners over and over. You just saw Huber the play before. It was about a 15-yard gain. And then they put Jones in. It's another 15-yard gain. It's almost like they're having a little competition on who can run better play by play. They're just kind of flip-flopping them, and it's it's been working out fantastic. You got both of them down right now, and it's how do you stop it?
Exactly.
How do you stop it if they're Red Raiders?
I formation once again here from the Red Hawks. We'll see what they do here. They're going to go back to Huber. Huber's going to get about.
He's still
up there. He breaks a tackle. He breaks it, and he's going to probably get back down the line of scrimmage there. We're talking about the run game here, and a lot of that's got to be from the O-line just getting to their assignment and putting a good block on them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's these last couple of plays. This Red Raiders here did a good job of getting multiple guys onto Huber. He broke a lot of tackles, but there were too many defenders. You can't break that many guys. But the line, if these straight on plays, the line is so big this year. We've got some very big offensive linemen, some guys that I know for a fact are bigger than a lot of college linemen. And, that's very scary as a run game.
Hand off to Huber again. Huber's got a lane. He's going to try and break it loose. He's going to get about a gain of 6 or so. And it'll be third down here coming up for the Red Hawks. But again, they're running a good amount of time off the clock.
Absolutely. If you're the Red Raiders here, this is huge. If you can hold the Red Hawks to, a three-pointer, that's going to be huge for your defense. You've got to make the stop here. If they get this first down, it's going to be really hard to not allow them into the end zone.
And you have to think if you're the Red Hawks, the way your defense has been playing, you might consider going for it. But with how good Hessenauer's been tonight, you also think about kicking. So, Whitting's got a lot that he can do. And Jones is going to take it up. Can he get in? Look, line's pushing him forward. He's in for the score. Beast mode, second touchdown of the half. Excuse me, and the Redhawks have taken a commanding lead here, up 14 with 3:50 to go in the third quarter.
You know, I feel like every time we've just seen like, oh, Wedding might have to have a tough decision here. You know, they just immediately run it in and take away any possibility of having to make a decision. You know, it's
well, maybe we should just keep doing that.
Yeah, I was just saying, keep wondering.
Make it easy on the Redhawks.
Keep wondering.
And we'll see here. And again, like we said, obviously make the field goal here. It's still a 2-possession game, but looks like they'll be going for 2, it looks like. It's interesting here. We'll see what happens.
Jordan Stavarius.
Stavarius there. He's going to be taking the snap. He's going to keep it. Can he get in?
Looks
and
like he did.
He did. So
did.
It's going to be 36-20 Redhawks, and that's smart by Coach Whittig because now the Red Raiders need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions just to tie it.
Exactly. You know, so this is probable to be a 3-possession game now. You know, it's 2-point conversions are much harder to make, obviously, than an extra point, and making 2 of them in a row. You know, it's going to be hard for the Red Raiders now. They've really got to run it down the field real fast now.
Yeah, because you have to say, 3:50 left in this quarter, but the way they run the ball, you got to pass it at will almost, and almost if you're the Red Raiders, you're close to going into a no-huddle offense, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Just because the way the Redhawks have been running the ball, they could run out as much clock as they want.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's with their run, they had a very, very long running drive in the first half, the Red Raiders did. And even that drive, though, that ate about 6.5 minutes off the clock. You know, they've got about 15 minutes of game time left. That's tough. That's tough. You've really got to figure out something where you can get down and score quick.
And especially, too, the Red Hawk defense making those second-half adjustments that we've been talking about just throughout the year that we've seen. And we'll see if the Raiders have something for him here. A little squib kick from Hessenauer. It's going to take a good bounce for him. Fleming's going to return it now. He's going to try and get it back up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed there by a bunch of Red Hawks. And he's going to be dropped at about the 31. So a good return for the Raiders. And we'll see what their offense can do if they can answer for the previous Red Hawk touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is going to be very big for the Red Raiders. They've got 2 or 3 possession game here. They've got to answer to the Red Hawks. They've got to answer. You know, it's again, like I had said, about 15 minutes left in this game and game time. They've got to make something happen here. You know, they've got decent position, about the 30-yard line. You know, it's nothing they can't handle. They've done it before. Now they've just got to repeat on a defense now, though, that is adapting to their play style. So they've got to figure out something that'll work a little bit better.
We'll see if they target Thompson a little bit more now as the second half goes on, especially if you have to pass him more. And there we go. Davis rolling out. He's going to look down the middle, and looks like an incomplete pass. There it was.
Yep, it was to Thompson.
But Ben Sorgel there on the coverage. And if you're the Red Raiders, you're going to be looking to someone else to maybe make a play or two besides Thompson. You have number 10, Mason Herlitsky, who's made plays tonight.
Yep.
And you also have number 16, Max Pop, who's made a couple of nice plays tonight as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've got 4 guys out that are running routes every time. They're looking like they're doing a 2-2. And, you know, they've got to make something happen here. Yeah, 25, the Red Hawks are doing a good job of covering. They've probably got to switch receivers here if they want to get a completion.
And Davis takes the snap. He's looking to outside there over the middle. And there's the catch there by, I can't see the number. That's number 19, it looks like. And that's number 19, Porter Pataski with the catch. And that's about a 20-yard gain or so. And it's going to be first and 10 for the Red Raiders on the 48 or so of the Red Hawks.
Yep, and that's exactly what the Red Raiders need to do if they want to be getting the ball moving. You know, it's a good pass, and, you know, it was to someone other than Thompson. You know, Thompson being as good of a wide receiver as he is, he's going to be getting guarded the most, so they've got to go to someone who's going to be more than one man. Motion
here from Herlitsky. He's going to run by. Davis is going to keep it now. Let's see if they can get him, and they bring him down. About a short gain, though, about a gain of 3 or 4. We'll see. And there we go, substitution. Big Joe Crosse, number 71, checking in.
Tackled by 46, Haldeman.
And that's what I've been told, that number 71, Joe Crosse, comes in on a majority of just passing downs or passing type plays. He's more of a pass specialist, you can say. And here we go, 2nd and 4 now on the Red Hawk 41 here. Davis still back in the shotgun. We haven't seen him under center too much, and he keeps best. He's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to break a tackle, and he's going to get the first down, it looks like.
Oh, he might have been
short.
Yeah.
And he is going to be short. It's going to be about 3rd and 1 here. And if I had to guess, the Red Raiders are probably going to do that exact same play to get a yard.
You know, that was a really good read for the Raiders. You know, Red Hawks were obviously expecting it to be a pass, and they had two down linemen, and one of their 4 that were on the line of scrimmage actually dropped back. You could see on the Red Hawks, the left side actually dropped back for a pass, and the Red Raiders saw us and just ran it right down the middle. They had 3 people to stop, and you know, it looks like the Red Hawks are going to be doing the same thing again.
Yep, we'll see if they keep the 4 linemen up there, though, on 3rd and 1. And Davis, yep, keeping it up the middle, and he's going to get it. And he's going to get about to the 33 or so of the Red Hawks. So we'll see here. And again, there's about 1:50 left once the whistle gets blown and the chain gang gets set. And this is, I got to say, not the drive you would kind of like if you're the Red Raiders. You'd kind of like to score before the quarter is over.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's yeah, what I was saying. Like, even if they do score here, if they can't make this quick, they're not on pace to be able to catch up, especially with how the Milton offense has been going.
In the corner, he's got a matchup there that he likes, and he overshoots his man there. That's number 3, Brandon Cooper, I believe that is how it's pronounced. But that's the first time I've called his name all night as well, so that's another target that the Red Hawks have been able to shut down, it looks like.
Yep, and that's a good indicator that the Red Raiders are starting to realize that Milton's really just trying to shut down Thompson. You know, they're trying to find new targets, trying to find someone who's going to be willing to step up to the plate right now. Well, they've got to make the passing game work.
And here we go. We got, it looks like you got trips right here. Thompson's on the line, though, as the tight end. And you got one receiver up top. I believe that's number 19, Pataski. Davis takes the snap. He's going to look for a short pass here. He's got an outlet to Thompson, and he's going to go down forward progress. I'll mark him at about the 32 or so. And that's the first reception for Thompson tonight.
Yeah, and it was really good. Again, you saw how many defenders were ready for Thompson to get the ball. He had 4 guys on him as soon as that ball reached his hands. So, you know, it's, you know, with how good Thompson and Davis have been this year, Milton has been doing an excellent job at keeping them in check.
And substitution out for the Raiders. Russell Heiss is coming in, number 21 at the bottom of your screen here. He lines up next to number 3, Cooper. And here we go, Red Hawk faithful trying to will another stop by their defense. Davis takes the snap. He's rolling back, looking for, he's got
a blitz.
Pressure now, and he's trying to make something happen. He's got pressure, and he's going to go down, ball loose. It's recovered by the Red Hawks. Number 77. Travis Cunningham, I believe, recovered it. We'll see the signal here from the official.
Oh.
And it looks like the Raiders recovered it. 77 of the Raiders actually got to that. That's number 77, Julian Goldstein. But still, that's a good stop there by the Red Hawks, and it looks like, I'm guessing, the Raiders will go for it here.
Yep, they just have to. You know, that's scary for the Raiders, because that's the 2nd fumble now that they've had. First one, you know, they got a lucky break out of bounds, but that one, I'm surprised Milton didn't have that one. That looked like they had it there at the start.
Like 77 fell right on top of it.
Big break for the Raiders.
I'm guessing what happened was when he fell on it, popped right out, and then rolled into 77. So here we go. Milton faithful once again getting loud for their Red Hawk defense. Davis takes the snap. He rolls back. He's looking deep. He's got a man over the middle, and it is caught by Thompson trying to break a few tackles. And he's finally going to go down there at about the Milton 18 or 17 or so. And now the Red Raiders getting a little momentum going on offense with 19 seconds to go in the 3rd.
Yep.
Try to get a playoff here, probably try and score here before the end of the quarter.
And that play was a good indicator why Milton's been covering Thompson so much.
Snap to Davis. He's going to hand it off to Fleming. Fleming breaks free for the first time all night. He's looking for the end zone. He's in. 29, Fleming in for the Red Raiders. And it's going to be 26-36 before the PAT. And that's the first time all night that we've really seen Peter Fleming break loose for a long run.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's great read by the Raiders. You know, they've been passing it pretty much the whole drive and then immediately do an outside run that otherwise Red Hawks have been very prepared for, because it's been a very running game for the Red Raiders up till now. You know, they were able to just keep passing, and then fake them out with a run, and it worked extremely well, and they got a touchdown. That's exactly what they needed. This was crucial for the Raiders. It makes it a game again. And
as we said, now Raiders have to go for 2 to make it a 1-possession game once again. So we'll see. I'm willing to bet Davis keeps it, and he does. He's trying to get his way in. He gets met by the Red Hawk line, though. 52, Hessenauer there to make the stop, and it remains a 2-possession game, which is just huge for the Milton defense.
That's massive. As a 10-point game now, they've got no choice but that they're going to have to make something happen. It's a 2-possession game. There's no possibility that they can at least tie this now. That's a big stop for the Red Hawks. And, with 3 seconds left in the third quarter, they've got one more quarter to make it happen. And, with how the Milton offense has been rolling, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. That was much needed for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, and that's the thing for the Raiders. At least you got a touchdown there. You got on the board for the first time this half. You get a little bit of, a little momentum back, just a little bit. If you're the Red Hawk special teams, you got to watch for that onside kick, I bet, pretty soon.
Yeah, I would imagine that the Red Raiders are gonna have to try something like an onside kick here, especially if the Red Hawks score. They're gonna have to try something to get the ball back in some favorable position. I mean, they're gonna have to try some weird stuff. They have no choice.
Yeah, and it's been a fun game to watch, though. Just watching Davis for the first time, as we are not in the same conference as La Crosse Central, but it's been fun to watch him play tonight.
Yep. And, it's been fascinating watching these two teams' offenses play because they're very similar in their play style. We both have got very good quarterbacks that like to scramble and scramble well. With Jordal and Davis, both are very fast, very elusive.
And here we go. We'll see, and it is an onside kick there. And we'll see if it goes to 10 yards. And I believe Milton fell on top of it. I believe it was number 54. Yep, number 54, Josiah Richardson there.
Yep.
And I believe if he just let it stay there, I don't think it would have gone to 10 yards.
Yeah, I was at about 8 yards, but that's tough when you're on that front line because you're so nervous about screwing that up. I wonder if he just saw the opening and immediately said, I'm gonna dive for it and hope for the best. You know what? He got it. He recovered it. So I guess
that's all that matters.
Yeah, all that matters. It's a little scary when you're looking at the 10-yard line. All of a sudden you see a Red Hawk dive through. But you know what? He got it, and that's all that matters right now. And now Milton's got some good field position.
Yep, and now 2 seconds left in the third. He'll probably want to one play here. Said run, just because I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. So we'll see. We got the I formation here. Maybe a fullback dive here to Jerry Jones, beast mode. Keep feeding him. Nope, it's going to go to Huber. Huber's got a lane. We'll see if he can get his first down. He will not. He'll be short, bit of gain of 5 or so. And that's the end of the third quarter here. Carl F. Anderson, Milton faithful and La Crosse faithful. Hold up your fours all around. We're going to the fourth quarter here in the first round of the Division II playoff. Milton 36 and the Red Raiders 26. And we'll get a little advertisement here for you. Why not while we're waiting? But while we're waiting on that, Hunter, what do you see from the third quarter so far?
Well, so far it's looked like it's been very much a run game for Milton. Their run, I haven't seen them pass much at all, if at all, so far this third quarter, and they haven't needed to. They've been getting 10 yards about every play, and they've been alternating their runners. And it's been working so well for them. The Red Raiders are really going to have to recoup and figure out how they're going to stop that. And as for the Raiders now, we saw on this last drive their pass game finally come to life. They made quite a few good passes. They were able to alternate their passes to people other than Thompson, and we also saw Thompson get his first passes completed of the game. That's going to be very big for them also because they're not going to have to rely so much on Davis's scrambling skills, as Milton looks to be stopping that a little bit more.
And here we go. Word from our sponsor real quick. Gruber Law says, one call, that's all. And Evan Jordal here is going to go under center now in the I formation once again from the Red Hawks. We'll see what they do out of this. Evan takes a snap. He's going to hand it to Huber once again. And Huber gets met at the line by a bunch of Red Raiders. That's a good stop there by the Raiders to force a third and long.
Yep, absolutely. They've been trying the same thing, the Red Hawks, and it's been working so far. Having that stop for the Red Raiders, that's going to be very good for morale. And they're going to be able to realize that there's a bit of there's a way to stop this. And, it was blocked up very well by the Red Raiders, and now we're going to see if the Red Hawks can continue doing what they're doing or if they're going to try something new. Pass, outside, hook. We're going to see.
I was just going to say it'll be interesting to see if this is a pass. It'll be Evan's first pass and the first half, or the second half, excuse me. So we'll see if he's rusty. We'll see. Snap to Evan, roll out. He's looking for a man downfield. He's got a man, and it's picked off. Picked off by the Red Raiders. I believe that's number 16. Number 16, Max Pop with the interception. And the Red Raiders will take over at the Milton 35-yard line, it looks like. And that's a big play for the Red Raiders right there, getting the ball back with just about 50 seconds gone in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. This is Milton's third turnover of the game. The first 2 turnovers have been 2 of the Red Raiders scoring possessions. So we're going to have to see if they can capitalize off this one as well. A little bit farther back, but nevertheless, it's a big momentum booster for the Red Raiders.
And Davis back in the shotgun as we've seen all game. D-line getting set for the Red Hawks.
They're trying to make them jump there, looks like.
Looks like they're getting into the play call in before the play clock runs out. We got Davis in the backfield, one running back next to him. D-line all set for the Red Hawks, ready to go make a play. Davis snaps back. Quick pass outside there. That's number 19, Pataski, I believe. Or Pataski, excuse me. That's about a gain of 6, I believe. So it'll be 2nd and 4. And it'll be second, excuse me.
Actually, looks like there was a flag on the play.
And tackled by 46.
Yep, and it looks like it's going to be holding against the Raiders. We'll see. Holding on the Red Raiders. Yep, so there you go. Big play. That gets you a good down to go, and now you're back at 1st and 20.
Yeah, and that's something I haven't even realized. The Red Raiders have done much better job in the recent parts of the game than really the first quarter. First quarter, they were plagued with penalties. I haven't really seen much coming out of them up until now. They've had a good streak here, but it's a big penalty. Big penalty. They just got a turnover. They're trying to keep their streak alive on their conversions.
Is a holding penalty against the Crosse Central.
And here we go. This will be 1st and 20, I believe, or 1st and 19, excuse me, from the 24-yard line of the Red Raiders. And now you force them into a passing down. You can't really run the ball, so Milton secondary has to do what they've been doing all night and just let the D-line get time.
Absolutely. We're going to have to see if Milton can really get some pressure back onto Davis.
Davis is going to keep it again, and he trips over his own man, and he's going to be brought down by number 41, Logan Knutson. And it's going to be 2nd and about 17 or so when the Raiders get snap again.
Yep, there again was that dreaded one step back and run it right down the middle by Davis. He's been really loving that play so far this game, and that was just a great read by Knutson. Great hit as well, and it's going to shake Davis up a little bit. He's not used to getting hit by that like that this game so far. If you get that kind of pressure on the quarterback, he's not going to like running like that much more.
And Milton bringing an extra rusher. There's Knutson, and Fleming's rolling out here. Watch that quick pass outside, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to get up there, and he's going to be brought down, it looks like, at the line of scrimmage, or just past the line of scrimmage, excuse me. So it'll be about 3rd and 7, so about a gain of 10 by Davis. And we're about to hit just under 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. And this is the drive you don't really want to see if you're a Red Raider fan.
No, it is not.
About, a lot of time going off the clock here. And again, if you get a first down, that's great, but you don't have a lot of time. You need 2 scores, remember. So we'll see what the Milton defense can do. Milton faithful once again getting into it, trying to force a turnover on downs here. Davis is rolling out. He's going to keep it, and he's trying to make something happen. He's looking deep, still looking. He's making a play. Flag comes in on the play. We'll see what it is. Going deep, and it's incomplete. We'll see what the flag is. If it's offensive, looks like the Red Raiders will probably have to go for it. Especially this late, you haven't been able to stop the Milton run too much. We'll see what they do here, but we'll see what the flag is first.
It's going to be
holding once again on the Red Raiders, and I believe Milton will decline. And it's going to be 4th and 7. Or no, excuse me. Okay, yep, they did decline it, I believe.
Oh, they are accepting it.
I believe they are accepting it. So that's interesting, though. But it makes sense because, that makes them have to get about. It's 3rd and 17 then if you accept the penalty, and that means that, the Red Raiders, it puts them in a tougher position because on 4th and 7, I believe the reason the Milton Red Hawks accepted it It's because they knew the Red Raiders would have to go for it.
Exactly.
So now you put them in a tougher spot to get a first down if they don't get the first down here.
Absolutely, and even with that extra play, that's just more time that they're going to have to waste in order to score again.
And here we go. Milton faithful trying to be loud once again here for the Red Hawks. Davis Fleming back there with him. Number 10, that's Herlitsky motioning across the screen there, as you saw. And you got doubles left and right, single back for Davis. Davis signaling out to his receivers. He's got an audible going. And Davis is going to take the snap here, and he's going to drop back. He's waiting, and he lobs one over the middle, and it's caught. And that's number 25, and that's Thompson, and that's going to be a first down, it looks like.
Yep.
So a gain of 17, a gain of 25 for the Red Raiders, and that's going to be a first down, and they're going to have that with about the 9.5-minute mark to go in the fourth quarter, so you got to pick it up a little bit.
Yep, massive play for the Raiders. They needed that. They needed to make this conversion, and this is what they needed. Milton's now just they've got to relax and breathe again.
There we go, same formation as we just saw. Davis is going to keep it. He's going to go right up the middle there, and he's going to be brought down by a bunch of Red Hawks right there, a flock of Red Hawks, I should say, for being correct. And there were a lot of names we could call there, but I'll just call the first one I saw. Josiah Richardson was the first man to get to Johnny Davis, excuse me.
It was a great read by the Red Hawks. It's right up the middle by Davis again. They were able to stop that. And, like you said, a flock of Red Hawks came through and were able to stop that. It's a great read by the whole front line.
Motion here by, Herlitsky across again. Davis looking to pass. He's got a quick outlet there to Herlitsky, and he's going to be brought down, looks like right at the first down marker. He's a yard short, so it's going to be about 3rd and 1 with 8.5 to go. And if you're going to want to have any chance of scoring 2 touchdowns here, you're going to have to hurry up here if you're the Red Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't look like they're in much of a hurry right now, which is surprising with about 8.5 minutes to go with the clock running.
They also have all of their timeouts left, too, so you have those in your back pocket.
That's very
as well.
true.
And Davis is going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Fleming. Fleming's trying to break free for another big run, and he's going to be brought down there by number 41 and number 99 of the Red Hawks, 41 Logan Knutson and number 99 Jace Rocha. So there's another first down for the Raiders, and it's about to hit the 8-minute mark here in the fourth quarter, and they still got 40 yards isn't a whole lot to go if you're on the other side of the field, but it's still a large amount to go if you want to try and score quick.
Yeah, absolutely. With the Milton, as soon as they get the ball, they're probably just going to try to run it down.
Davis looking to pass. He's looking in the middle, and he's got his man. That's Thompson, and he's going to have to be brought down by every man on that Milton defense. And he's brought down at about the Milton 26 or so, and that'll be another first down for the Red Raiders as it's about to hit 7:40 on the fourth quarter clock once the chain gang gets set.
Yep, and the Red Raiders finally showing some spark again on their offense, really starting to run the ball and pass the ball well again, and really starting to exhaust this Milton defense. They've really got to make a stop here if they want anything to go.
You can see the hands on the hips of the Milton Red Hawks. They're tired. They got to make a big play here, though. They got to try and keep the Red Raiders out of the end zone and keep their playoff hopes alive. And Fleming gets this short pass out of the outside there. He's going to try and break free for a first down. He's going to be stopped short. And the bigger thing is he was kept in bounds by the Red Hawks.
Yep, that's very big. That was a little bit scary there. It didn't look like there was much of any defense right there on that open field. It was very good read by the Red Hawks to be able to make that from what could have possibly been an open field score into about a 7-yard play. It's
going to be 2nd and 3 as Davis is going to keep it now. He's keeping it outside, and he's going to go back, and that's Booker Bird, the tackle there. And it looks like it's going to be another first down for the Red Raiders as we hit the 6:55 mark in the fourth quarter. Clock stops for a moment as the chain gang gets set. But once again, a lot of time coming off the clock here on this drive for the Red Raiders.
Absolutely. They've got 2 possessions that they've got to get down and score on, and it's going to be really difficult now with 7 minutes left, and Milton going to get the ball back.
Davis takes the snap. He's looking to that quick outlet to Thompson. Thompson's trying to break a tackle here. He does. And Weberpaul quickly wraps him up, and they're going to try and keep him in bounds. And they do. That is huge for the Red Hawk defense there, keeping the clock going at 6:30. Clock is ticking down on the Red Raiders. Red Raiders trying to get a quick score here to keep their postseason hopes going. And they're on the Milton 5 now with 6:20 to go in the fourth. Davis expect a QB keeper here maybe right up the middle. We'll see. Davis gets the snap. He's going to hand it off to Fleming. Fleming trying to get up there, and he gets about a yard or two.
It's enough for first.
And that's going to be the 6-minute mark now in the fourth quarter. Oh, first down, excuse me. That's why the clock has stopped. It's going to be first and goal from about the 4 or the 3 yard line for the Red Raiders. Here we go again, same formation as we've seen all drive. Davis doubles left, and he's going to keep it now, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown, and that's a touchdown for the Red Raiders, and it's going to be 36-32 now with 5:53 to go, and then we'll see the 2-point conversion or the field goal team come on here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if they're going to trust their 2-point conversion team to work again, as it did not work at all last possession, excuse me. Looks like they are going to kick a field goal.
That makes sense, you know. Get down to the 3 points. That way you only need a field goal to tie, and you can always have the touchdown in your back pocket if you get the ball back. And we'll see. They did stop the Red Hawk run a couple of times on their previous drive. And here's the snap. Hold is up and looks good from here, and it is. So the score is now 36-33 in favor of the Red Hawks, with 5:53 remaining. And remember, the Red Raiders have all their timeouts still.
Absolutely. You know, this is where those missed conversions really come into play. You know, that field goal extra point that they missed in the first half, and now that 2-point conversion, the last possession and last score that they missed. You know, now it's coming back to bite them a little bit. Now they're down by 3. This is really, the Red Hawks got a break on those. Now they were at about a 2 to 3 possession game, and now they've really got to make something happen here on offense. At the very least, they can run down the clock. But yeah, like you said, Red Raiders have got all their timeouts.
It'll take a very long drive and a very methodical drive here if you're the Red Hawks. You're trying to, the winner of this game will go on to face either the winner of the Wanakee and Monona Grove game happening right now. We do not have a score update for you. But, yeah, the winner of this game will go on to take the winner of that one. And both teams are very good programs, and both would be a very tough week 2 playoff opponent.
Yep. And, yeah, Milton has played Monona Grove, and they had an extremely good game against them earlier on this year. So we'll have to see whoever wins this game and whoever wins the Wanakee Monona Grove game, no matter what, it will be an extremely good game next week.
Very fun to watch, and you have to watch out for this onside kick again. The Red Raiders almost had it the first time they tried it, so you have to keep your eye out for that. And you can tell a couple of more hands guys are in on the line for the Red Hawks, and they're going to kick it away this time. Severius will catch it. He's going to take it at about the 20, and he's going to try and wait. He's making moves there, and he's trying to break free, and he's piling his way, and they're pushing him all the way to the 50, the rugby scrum.
Absolutely.
The Hunter Nelson rugby scrum.
Gotta love the scrum. That was fantastic by Milton there. Fantastic run by Severius, and as soon as he was stopped, you saw every Red Hawk nearby push him that extra 5 yards and, you know, get it right down to the 50. Great field position for Milton. This is not what the Red Raiders wanted to happen whatsoever.
Not at all. They wanted to pin him deep and force a long drive and maybe an uncomfortable situation for that offense. Oh, there was a block in the back on the Red Hawks, so the Red Raiders catch a break off a Red Hawk penalty.
Very lucky break for the Red Raiders.
So now it'll be, I believe it is 10 yards from the spot of the block in the back. And unfortunately for the Red Hawks, that block came on the other side of the field, so not even near the play. But unfortunately, it still is a part of the play, so but luckily enough, the Red Hawks still get a pretty good field position at about the 29 of their own. And we'll see what they can do here with 5:45, trying to punch their ticket to the second round here. Jordal under center here. Raiders, you can see, already bringing in much more pressure. Huber's going to break it loose, and he's got a big gain already. Huber's still going, trying to punch his way through, and he's down to the Milton 43-yard line. And that is quite a great play if you're the Red Hawks, especially after a penalty.
And I'll tell you what, you know, they got sent back to their 25, but at the same time, that may not necessarily be bad for them time-wise, because now they've got more yards, they've got more first downs that they can make to keep trying to run down the clock. And as you saw there, they're almost back to where they originally were. They're going to give them another 10 yards, and they're right back to where that penalty would have been if that penalty hadn't occurred. And they're going to waste another 30, 45 seconds off of it.
First time we've seen this formation tonight from the Red Hawks. He got a bunch look. Jones keeps it. He's going right through the gut there, and he's going to be down at about the 45, or excuse me, the 46. Looks like the spot the officials gave him. So a gain of 4. We're about to hit the 5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
And, you know, it's going to be interesting to see when the Red Raiders are going to want to start using their timeouts here. You know, Milton obviously going to take their time starting each play, run as much time on the clock as possible. It'll be interesting to see how much they can waste before the Red Raiders have to start stopping it.
And you had to guess probably one more first down, and the Red Raiders will probably consider using their timeouts then. High formation. Jordahl is going to hand it off to Huber. Huber the give. He's got room in front of him, and he's going to punch his way, bully his way all the way down to the first down with some help from linemen. And that's 71, Joseph Crosse, pushing him through to the first down.
Number 7,
Absolutely huge play for the Red Hawks. You know, they're still inbound, so as soon as they get the referees all set up, that clock's going to start again, and, you know, it's still going, excuse me. You know, 4.5 minutes left. Big first down for the Red Hawks.
You have to figure the Red Raiders are probably going to wait a little bit, actually a little more minute, just how fast they got that first down. If they'd gotten a third down there, probably, you know, wait and see what happens on third and down to go. But high formation for Jordahl. He's going to hand it to Jones this time. Jones is trying to do what he's been doing all night, and he's down at about the 42-yard line or so. Be about a gain of 4 on the play, and we're under the 4-minute mark here. 3:55 to go in the fourth quarter, and the Red Hawks have the ball on the Red Raiders' 42-yard line.
Number 20, Haig on the tackle.
Yeah, and the Red Hawks are doing a very good job. You know, they're getting either first downs or they're getting about 3-4 yards a carry, and that's exactly what they want to be doing here. Because if they score, that's going to be fantastic. But at the same time, you get 3-4 yards a carry, you're going to keep getting first downs. You're going to keep running down the clock. And right now, they're 3.5 minutes away from going on next week.
And I formation once again. It's been working. Why not go back to it? Huber pushing his way, and there's the pile again, getting pushed, and both sides trying to keep it even. And they're going to get down at about the 38-yard line or so. It looks like it'll be short of the first down.
Yep.
It'll probably be about 2nd and 1, and you got to consider here if you stop them, you'll have to use a timeout if you're the Red Raiders.
Absolutely. Yep. Because right now, you know, with about 3 minutes to go and running, time's running down. It looks like they may have used a timeout. Oh, they did not. Excuse me.
Under 3 minutes to go here. Oh, clock has stopped. I'm not sure why it has stopped. The officials conversing. I believe it might have been an official timeout, and now they've started the clock again. Okay, so now we're underway. I formation for Jordahl. 1 yard to go for the Red Hawks. They hand it to Jones. Jones fighting his way, and he's got the first down and more. Trucking his way down to the 30-yard line. That's a huge first down for the Milton Red Hawks with 2:48 to go in the fourth.
Late flag. It looked like it might have been personal foul on the Red Raiders. Looked like one guy came up not too pleased.
We'll see. Yeah, it looks like number 64 might be on him the way he's talking to the head official. I think 64 is saying that Milton player grabbed his face mask, and I believe he was not happy with the no call.
Didn't look like he was too happy coming up.
But that is a huge, especially now if that this penalty will add on to the previous spot. So now not only are the Red Hawks in great field position, but they're also hovering on field goal range as well.
Absolutely, you know. And now it's going to be really dangerous because if they do, and it does look like, yep, it was indeed on the Red Raiders. And if Milton can score a touchdown here, you know, it's going to put them right back into that 10-point range. That's once again a 2-conversion game.
And virtually game over for the Red Raiders with
Just
how much
about.
time is left.
Exactly. The Red Raiders are really going to have to score quick, which has been something that they have not been able to do efficiently throughout the game. They had their last drive was very effective, but.
And the Red Raiders taking their first time out, which is interesting. You would think that they would try to get 3 and out, just timeout after the first down play, timeout after the second, timeout after the third. It's interesting that they would go to their first timeout before the first down play even starts.
Yeah, it is very interesting. You know, they've got 3 timeouts right now, and you know they had to really use those, especially since the Red Hawks are still on offense. Mm-hmm. You know, they think they want to use that for their own possession if they get the ball back, or at least when the play starts again. But man, it looks like they're going to try to recoup and really try to make a stop here because, you know, there's not much. It almost is like there's not much choice for them. They're almost forced to call that timeout. And it's a rough one. It's a hard choice to make for the Red Raiders. You don't want to be calling that, but something tells me you don't have much of a choice. You got to get to your defense. You got to tell them that this is it.
And you got to think a first down for the Red Hawks virtually sends them to next week.
It's true.
Because, I mean, the Red Raiders have no choice now. After each play, they got to call a timeout.
Yep.
So essentially one more first down would pretty much seal the Red Hawks, barring a fumble or some other turnover. It would virtually send them to the second round.
Absolutely, yeah. If they get this first down here, they can all of just kneel it down and run out the clock.
Jordel's going to hand it off to Huber. Huber's trying to push through, and he's down. That'll be about a short gain, so that's a good play for the Raiders, though. That's what you want. Didn't take a whole lot off the clock. And you got a timeout now with about 2nd and 7 to go.
Timeout, Crosse Central.
Yep, and there goes the second timeout for Crosse Central.
And we'll see what we got. We'll try and get a score update for you from the MG and Wanakee game. Try and find a score for you real quick in between timeouts. But Hunter, what have you seen the best out of from the Milton Red Hawk offense tonight?
You know, I've really loved how well their run game has been going. You know, it's seen so much versatility in Dennert, Hubert, and Jones. All three of them have had fantastic games today. You know, they're so much. And actually, it looks like here. Let's see.
Looks like
14-6 for up. Wanakee's up. It's 14-6 right now for Wanakee over Monona Grove, and you know Milton's run game has just been phenomenal so far, and I haven't seen any way that the Red Raiders have been able to stop it.
And there's a lot of Raiders up at the front there. Jones pushing his way through. That'll be close, and he's going to be about 2 to 3 yards short. Another timeout by the Raiders here. And we'll see. No timeouts left. So a first down here virtually sends the Redhawks into the second round of next week playoffs. And if the score holds up, it looks like they'll be having a rematch of your senior year, 2014, Wanakee home against the Milton Redhawks.
Yeah, absolutely. And if if Milton Wanakee make a rematch, I hope it goes much better than my year did.
as do most of the Milton High School football fans here. Wanakee, obviously one of the top teams in the state of Wisconsin. They've been one of the powerhouses here for forever, it feels like.
Yeah,
and they've just got good coaching and a good program over there.
Yep, and it's if Milton can bring this on to next week and they meet Wanakee again, they haven't faced Wanakee yet this year, so they won't have much experience with them. But Wanakee is, they like you said, they've been a powerhouse for a long time. So Milton will really have to come in prepared. Obviously, they still have this game left, and we don't know. It's 14-6, so anything can happen with them. But if the rematch comes, I'll be very interested to see if they can make it 1-1 in our history of second-round playoff games.
And that would be fun to see. You'd get a third round potentially at home, depending on how a Holman game. Holman is the 1 seed, I believe, so depending on an upset in that bracket, you could get a home game to go to the Final Four.
Absolutely.
Evan Jordahl in the backfield, single back with Jerry Jones. This formation we've seen go well for the Redhawks a lot tonight. Now Jordahl under center. Jordahl takes the snap, hands it off to Jones. Jones busting his way through. He's pushing, and that's going to be a first down. And that'll essentially send the Redhawks into the second round of the Division II postseason.
Absolutely. No more timeouts for La Crosse Central. That's they can all but just kneel this.
That's all they have to do, because once by the time they snap this play, it'll be about 2 minutes, and that's about game. And I tell you what, this is a great game on both sides of the ball.
Fantastic game to watch. It's both offenses so strong. La Crosse Central, they were really bringing it to Milton there in the beginning. Davis was running it down like Jerry and Hubert have really the second half. It was just 10, 15 yards every play.
And they're going to hand it off again to Jones, and Jones is going to try and get greedy and try and get a third touchdown and a half, but he's going to be stopped there. And clock is going to keep ticking here on second and goal to go from about the 2 or the 1, depending on where they spotted it. It looks like about the 2, or actually, he got back to the 2. So minute 45 now. Tick, tick, tick coming off the clock. And it'll be interesting to see who the Redhawks match up against next week, whether it be Wanakee or if MG mounts a comeback.
Yeah, it'll be very, very interesting. That game was just about done as well, correct?
Yes, there was about 8:54 left when that update came out.
Okay. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that game turns out, too, because obviously, like was said, Milton has played Monona Grove before. So if Monona Grove comes out, Milton knows how to beat them. And
Milton would get a home game here against MG.
Absolutely, which would be, I can't remember the last time that Milton had a second-round home playoff game.
Neither can I.
It's been a while.
Albeit a third-round home game as well. It's a hard time to remember when the Milton Redhawks were a 1 seed in this tournament.
I think that's well before even our high school days.
And minute 13 left here to go. Hunter, can you tell me something that stands out from your 2014 conference championship run with your team?
Oh, something that stands out. Well, I know for my team, something that really was good for us was our defense. And obviously I might be a little biased because I was defense. But, our defense was good. And that's something I've seen, obviously, with this Red Hawk team is their line has just been phenomenal. It's so hard in high school to find big linemen. A lot of guys, they maybe put on linemen, they're younger just because they're bigger and, there's a weight cap or something like that for skill positions, so they have to go line, and they may not like it. But, you get into high school and you have these linemen that have such chemistry and they're all big. Our defensive line my senior year were all big, all had chemistry, and we did very well, and it looks like Milton has the same exact thing. That's so hard to come by.
And they're going to knee it down here, and there will be it'll be third down now. And there's going to be no time left on the clock virtually for the Red Raiders here. We'll see how much time is left, though. You never know. We'll wait until we get our final send-off here.
Yep,
we'll make
absolutely.
sure it ain't over until it's over, as the great Yogi Berra once said. And once again, we'd like to thank all you watching tonight, whether you be in La Crosse, Milton, Wisconsin, or Colorado. We'd like to thank for all the support, and that's going to be the game. The Red Hawks are moving on to the second round of the Division II State Football Playoffs. We'd like to send a congratulations on a great season to the Red Raiders of La Crosse Central. Well-played game on both sides of the ball. And the Red Hawks are now awaiting the winner of Wanakee and Monona Grove.
Absolutely. What a fantastic game to watch. 33-36. Doesn't get much better than that. Right down to the wire. You hate to see playoff games that kind of are just over in the fourth quarter. There's not much hope for one. But, this was right down to the end. This was fantastic game all around.
And there's the horn right there. Clock has hit 0. Our final here tonight at Carl F. Anderson Field. The Milton Red Hawks 36 and the La Crosse Central Red Raiders 33. I'm Jonathan Crosse alongside Hunter Nelson. Hunter, thanks again for joining us.
Yep, this was an absolute pleasure. What a game to be commentating for.
What a game, and we hope to see you at either Wanakee or Monona Grove, or here against MG. And we'll see you next time. From all of us here in the studio, producer Mr. Tim Hall, good night, everybody. Drive safely.
And your support, and please drive home safely.